invites real quick and we're gonna get started. No, y'all ain't ready for that. I mean, we know what it is. We know what we know what it is that the TikTok algorithm is doing to me. They restarted the algorithm, so it's all good. We doing the morning show, man. We're gonna stick to it. We're gonna stick to it. Who is this in the comments? Man, you keep Amadah. Okay, let's bring Amadah up real quick. Let's bring him up. What's up, family?
Man, what's going on with you, God? How you doing, brother?
Man, chilling out here, man. Chilling out here. What's going on with you, my brother?
Hey, man, pretty good. I was in this panel, man. They were talking about that YT woman who called the little black kid the N-word.
Uh-huh.
It was mostly all YT panel. So, you know, I always got to come with my veil of protection when you wear all them, right? So,
Yeah.
I knew it was hostile. I had to leave, man. I knew it was going to be hostile. The moment when I said my name, she was like, "What, you got a problem? I can't show in your name?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, I didn't say anything about that. When you go into any group, you might say your name so they'll know. Anybody else can then say you by your name. You know what I'm saying? But long story short, it just, they just want to use the word so bad, the N-word so bad, and they want to justify it. And they want to justify it because they want to have racism. So a lot of time with these YT people, they'll find a reason to be racist. They're looking for a reason. So whatever it is, good or bad or in between, they're like, "Oh, okay, let's support that because this our way of, trying to hang one of y'all type shit." You know what I'm saying? So that's all, man. Everything else going great, man. What's up with you, brother?
Oh, we're about to get into it. We're going to talk about the Emancipation Proclamation. Hold on real quick. Yeah, if you like the music, man, that music is not out yet. That's just, that's just for the family, man. It will be out. I'm working on an album called Too Much. It's going to be out soon, but I got other music out. If y'all like real music with a real message, I don't do no cussing, but content is my stuff is lyrical, okay? Deep thought, conscious. It's gonna wake you up. It's gonna wake the people up, okay? If you want to bump some stuff that if you roll up next to YT, they're gonna be that you're gonna know if they racist or not. I'm gonna just let you know right now. If you bump my stuff and you pull up next to the YT, you gonna know right off the bat. They ain't gonna be able to hide it. They ain't gonna be able to hide it. So real message, powerful. Go check out Too Much, 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗀𝗶cie Moxie on Spotify, Apple Music, all major streaming platforms host my music right now. So I got two singles out from the album. The album's give me about couple more weeks, maybe a month, and I'm gonna release some fire for y'all. I promise you. Go check out, for those who don't know, we have crypto. We have our own cryptocurrency. Foundational Black Americans, we got our own cryptocurrency. This is not a meme coin. It's not a regular coin. This coin is actually going to do something and create generational wealth for our people. All I ask is that you do your due diligence. We're in the pre-launching phase right now. We are releasing some coins in the pre-launch phase. Do your due diligence. Go to fbacoin.org, fbacoin.org, and get the information. Do your due diligence, family. So what we're talking about right now, brother, is we're talking about the Emancipation Proclamation. Okay? I was on a panel the other day, and somebody tried to say the Emancipation Proclamation was not ratified and blah, 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 blah. We victims and all this other stuff. We victims. So I had to do, I went back and did some research on it. And I said, this will be a good topic to bring up to the family, man, because we celebrate stuff like Juneteenth. Do we really know the history around the Emancipation Proclamation? Do we really know? The Emancipation Proclamation was not ratified because it was not a law. It wasn't a law. Trump is doing all these executive orders. The reason why they were able to overturn things quickly, because the next president can come in and shoot down another president's executive order. The Emancipation Proclamation was an executive order, family. I wonder if we knew that. I wonder if people really understood our Constitution and how laws are passed and Congress and things like that. We should know, but I wonder if we do know. It was an executive order issued by Abraham Lincoln on January 1st of 1863 during the Civil War. And I want you to understand that it didn't release all the slaves. It was not ratified. Ratification is a process used for constitutional amendments or treaties, not executive orders. So it was never ratified, family. It declared freedom only for enslaved people in the Confederate States still in rebellion, not border states loyal to the Union. I want y'all to understand that. The Emancipation Proclamation only freed people in the South. It did not free people in the border states that were still part of the Union. Delaware, Texas. It didn't free none of those slaves. I want you to understand that, family. Think about that. I could tell people right now. I could tell people right now that Palestinians, Israel belongs to you. I can make an executive order in the United States, but if I don't go over there and do nothing, they're gonna continue to get BOMB'd, right? It's gonna continue to be what it is.
Facts.
So we could keep talking about, Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. He didn't really free the slaves. He did that in hopes that there would be a rebellion and it would help them turn the tide of the war, because they was getting their butt whooped on by the Confederates. They was getting their butt whooped on. That's what happened.
And then once we did get into the war, that's when the war.
And listen, we weren't even allowed to fight in the war. It wasn't until he said, "Oh, hey, let's get these black troops that we do have and put them in the Union Army so they can fight." And that's when everything turned.
Absolutely.
Y'all seen that movie? What's that movie, Glory? Y'all seen that movie, Glory?
That's my second favorite movie of all time. My favorite movie is Life, then it's Glory, then it's Malcolm X.
Y'all seen that movie, Glory? If it wasn't for us putting foot to ash,
man, come on now.
Nothing would have happened, family. Nothing would have happened.
Can I just add something to that? Even though it's a little off subject, but still on. Because I served 10 years military, right? So I'm big, and I'm a history buff. So they used to call black soldiers, like first, all right. So the Civil War. After the Civil War ended, we went to the West, right? Buffalo Soldiers. The Indians called us Buffalo Soldiers. They was the first one. They're like, man, when y'all move up with those horses, y'all are like a herd of buffaloes. It took us to really fight against the Indians, because it's something called the Apache, right? The Apache is the T group of the Indians. These are the I'm sorry, not the Apache, the Comanches. These guys was known to beat YT people up and down. They was known to beat them up and down. That's one reason why they had to come up with a higher developed rifle, because they're like, they too fast. They arrows too fast. They know the terrain. It what it is. So when we came, they were like, y'all Buffalo Soldiers. We defeated them. They was defeated by us. That's why they have so much hatred towards us now when it comes to like reparations.
Really, what you're saying it took us to beat us.
You already know. You know where I'm going with this.
It took us to beat us. Because let's look at it, man. Let's look at it. Listen. You got Sugar Ray Leonard and what's the other dude? Roberto Duran. Okay? Whooped on him. Roberto Duran was a beast. But when we step into the table, we whooping on everybody that's not us. We whooping on everybody that's not us. But the real fights happen when you have Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson versus Lennox Lewis. Those are the real fights. But you put Mike Tyson versus, what's that one, that South African, remember that South African, Bofa, whatever his name was?
Yeah.
We stomping down on everything that's not us. So in order to defeat us, it takes us. Why do you think them Seminoles was given the American soldiers, or the soldiers all them problems?
Absolutely.
Because they realized they was fighting against us.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Negro Fort, all that. Come on now.
They realized they was fighting against us.
All the Florida. Florida was us. Now, no one can say that without a doubt. They know that. Because even the word cinema mean runaway.
Exactly. That's exactly what it means. Runaway. 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 So I got some questions for the family, man. Let's get some engagement going on. What were you first taught about the Emancipation Proclamation? And when did you realize the full truth? And I want y'all to answer that in the comments as well, too. What was your first thought? What were you first taught about the Emancipation Proclamation? Do you remember what you were taught in school? Because I remember they just said Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. He freed the slaves. But what about the border states? Matter of fact, let's look up what were all the border states. What were all the border states? So y'all can get an idea of how many states were still practicing slavery that wasn't free. Let me see that real quick. What were all the border states in the Union? Delaware, Maryland, Kentucky, Virginia, Kentucky, Missouri, and West Virginia broke away in 1863 and joined the Union so they can keep their slaves. As long as you were loyal to the Union, you could keep your slaves. What were you first taught about the Emancipation Proclamation, brother?
Man, in school, man, you know, of course they were telling us that he freed us because they want us to feel. The reason why I feel that they do the propaganda like that, bro, is because they want us to feel like we did it in sincerity of love. So y'all should just give up on reparations and just, hey, look, it's really y'all the problem. Y'all, we don't know why y'all communities messed up. But they got COINTELPRO, they got the Iran-Contra scheme. They has put money, time, and effort to destroy our communities. Sometimes burn them down just straight out. Like, forget it. We can't infiltrate, so we just gonna burn you down. So
can't infiltrate exactly, like, man. So isn't that a shame, man, that America does not want to be held accountable for any of the demonic things they've done to people, the genocide that they're responsible for. We can go current, the toppling of countries, Gaddafi. They don't want to be held responsible for none of that, and they're smart enough to use black faces to do it. When they don't want to be considered racist, what do? They bring out the token black. The token black is brought out to defuse everything. Remember that what was that? What the hell was that dude's name, man? That sheriff. There ain't no racism in America.
Oh,
remember
man.
that?
Come on.
That sheriff's name? What was that brother's name, man?
I remember he had the big old the hat. Yeah.
Big old hat. Yeah. Big little. I mean, it's a shame how people. I don't even think he was foundational.
You know what? I was just out of another group.
I think it was Afro Latino. I think he was like he was in Texas. I think he was like Dominican or Panamanian or something like that, man.
See, devil, that they be black light, and these black light people turn around. They had the most smoke for us foundational. They got the most smoke. Candace Owens, all of them be having the most smoke for us. You see what I'm saying? But they not married black, and they ain't reading for our communities. I was just in the group, and the guy, he was trying to say that it's no such thing as systemic racism. You not even from my country. How you know? How you know?
Right.
Like, because part of us knowing it is for us to first find out when, because you asked the question when we found out about the proclamation, right? When did you first find out that race wasn't equal? How about that? When you was in school, you realize, wait a minute, I get in trouble way more than this YT person. Or when you go to a store and you see the women clench their purse or do something, you remember when you first realized that, hey, racism is something, and guess what? Mine got the short end of the stick on this one. And you got to learn to deal with it and grow up as a young black boy to become a man. Because don't forget, as your testosterone kick in earlier than any other race, therefore you will look more masculine automatically growing up. So we look at these Trayvon Martin and stuff, and we have a certain sympathy because we know when we had friends and situations we was in that we almost got unalived. So then when someone come from brand new from another country who ran from his situation, and then come in here and have the audacity to act like, oh, racism don't exist, that's a smack in the face. That's why we don't vote for people like Kamala, and I land on that, man. My bad.
No, it's all good, man. You know, it just amazes me, man, how Lincoln made an executive order in 1863. But it really wasn't until December of 1865 that they put together the 13th Amendment to abolish it. And we celebrate something called Juneteenth. We got to ask ourselves, should we really be celebrating Juneteenth? Should we really be celebrating Juneteenth? Or should we just be looking at it more as, you know, an honorary thing, not necessarily a celebration?
Can I give you my opinion on that, brother?
Yeah, give your opinion on that.
Man, I think we should celebrate Juneteenth because I feel like first, it's a federal holiday. We get time off, right? And we can invent it into what we want to be. Forget what they saying. Let's use it as a rallying cry for us because that's the new Black History Month for us. Juneteenth. We fired firecracker for 4th of July. People had an outfit. Look, why don't you come out with a Juneteenth outfit? I'll buy two.
But think about it. Juneteenth was before the actual abolishment of slavery.
Break it down, bro.
Because slavery wasn't abolished till December of 1865. Juneteenth was what? June 19th of 1865.
No, but Juneteenth was 1866.
Huh?
It was in 1866.
18 what?
66.
1866.
Yeah, it was afterwards. It was like the last one to get free was in Texas, so they were trying to hold on like to the last minute. They're like, nah, bro, you gotta go ahead and let them go, bro. You can't.
Let me look at that. See, we might be wrong, brother. We might be wrong.
It was 2 years after.
Time believing that after this happened, you said, "Oh, hey, girl, I'm in the middle of getting arrested. Can I use your name?" "Oh, sure, no problem."
Let's get the actual date. How you doing, DJ?
I'm good. Good morning, gentlemen.
No, let me tell y'all what happened. See, that's what we were told. Juneteenth occurred on June 19, 1865. The abolishment of slavery was December of 1865. It was 2 years after the executive order.
Yes, that's what I've heard.
1863 never freed the slaves. Remember, the border states, Delaware, Kentucky, Missouri, West Virginia, Maryland, still were practicing slavery legally under the law. Only in the South, meaning the Confederate states, were the slaves free. See what I'm saying? See how they give us this sense? You got to watch the game, the trickery of the United States, of our government. The symbol that they try to give us symbolism, but it's always based in a half truth.
And you right, I looked it up. You right, it's 1865. I guess they said the first celebration was 1866. So they were like,
right. It's always based in half truth. So that's why I asked the question: should we really be celebrating Juneteenth? Because we know that Abraham Lincoln said it himself, man. If he could have won the war without freeing the slaves, he would have done that.
But that's a testimony to us.
That was a military strategy he was using, because when the word got down that you were free, but you were still a slave in the Confederate flag, some of those slaves revolted. Some of those slaves, when they saw the Union Army showed up, they helped the Union. That was all part of them winning the war. And it really wasn't until Like you want to call us, but we weren't Buffalo Soldiers then, but we were soldiers when they integrated that army for, well, they didn't really integrate it, but they said, hey, we're going to let black soldiers fight down there in the South against YT people. That's when things started to change. The military strategy, man, first of all, the South had all the great generals. All the great military strategists were Southerners. All of them. But again, the moment you integrate and put us in the mix, immediate change happens right there on the spot.
That's that power factor,
World
man.
War I, World War II, the moment you put us in the mix, immediate red tails, boom, we come in and we do what we supposed to do. We have that energy. It's the energy that we bring to the table. Buffalo Soldiers versus Command, man, that was us fighting us. Boom, nullified. May the best one win. They used to love, what did they used to call it? Mandingo? What did they used to call us when they used to pit us against each other? You know, those little slave fights they used to have? I forgot. It was in Django. What did they call it in Django? What did they call it? Anybody know? Anybody in the comments know?
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name of it.
I don't remember anything like that.
I want to say Mandingo fights, but I can't really remember.
Yeah, but YT people, they loved when they put one slave versus another slave. They loved that. They loved that black trauma.
Yes.
They love watching black trauma. They love watching us duke it out against each other. Why do you think boxing is so popular? We took over boxing. Why? Because we were more interesting to watch than watching them do it. Man, I'd rather see some brothers whoop on some brothers. I don't want to see two YT people go at it. That ain't interesting. That ain't exciting. But I want to see. Go ahead, DJ. Go ahead.
Going back to celebrating Juneteenth. I'm with celebrating Juneteenth. Number one, to take away, they say we only have that February. And Juneteenth is a sign of us fighting hard, fighting for or I was told they came down and, burnt up a city and our ancestors fought. And let's recognize that. I love recognizing, hey, number one, we have to recognize America putting down our ancestors, but definitely recognize when they fight and get there.
But Juneteenth was one one soldier, or like a colonel or some general or something, riding into Texas saying, "Hey man, y'all free."
Okay, and let's celebrate that. I know now. I know they didn't tell the second day, but they had
and then they
to get down
slavery for real in 1865. But look at the trickery of our government.
We know that. We know that our government doesn't tell us the truth. We know that we get partials and we have to look and get the education and really ask for it or make an event to get the real truth. We don't know half of what's real, what went on.
See, and then let me ask you this question. What does the 13th Amendment really mean? Anybody ever read 13th Amendment? What does it really mean? And when you read the except as punishment for a crime clause in the 13th Amendment, how do you feel about that? Are you morally okay with that?
That's the one with us being free
13th Amendment abolished slavery. 13th Amendment said no more slavery except as punishment for a crime. Except
that's like going to prison
for a crime. How do you really feel about that? How do you really feel about that?
The way I heard about slavery, I don't accept that, except for a punishment as crime. But that's like our prison system, they tell me. I never been. But that's like our prison system. They work for free. They have to be locked up and told what to do. And I heard they get beat. I don't know.
Okay. The 13th Amendment was passed by Congress on January 31st, 1865. It was ratified by the states. So it was recognized federally, but it wasn't recognized on the state level. Okay. Until December 6th of 1865. Here's the full text of it. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction.
Yeah, that's
Congress
going to
shall
prison.
have power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Now, understand what slavery did, though. That's the loophole to legalize slavery by another name. Isn't that right? Isn't that how we got the school to prison pipeline?
Yeah, that's when the chains come on, the way we see those men walking in orange with their hands chained, feet chained.
The chain gang. Isn't that why it's why it's always been disproportionately us in prison versus them? Isn't that why
that's their laws? Yeah, that's the way in my lifetime, I'm 48. So that's how their laws ring into putting black people. Good morning.
No, we can't have that. We can't have that.
I'm sorry.
I gotta go find your followers somewhere else, ma'am. I'm sorry. You gotta go find your followers somewhere else. You gotta speak English over here. We understand that things are going on in your country, but there are other rooms that you can go to. You know, go to the Arabic speaking rooms that live in America or something. Find those rooms, but just don't pop in and start begging. We don't do that. We don't do that. But yeah, man, 13th Amendment really just made it legal to
imprison people.
Continue slavery for the corporations. Continue it. You need corporations need free labor or cheap labor. Well, let's get a couple criminals to work on the railroad. Let's have them build road. Let's have them beautify the neighborhood. Let's have them help with the expansion of freeways.
Yes, that's what they did.
Let's have them create license plates for the DMV.
And here in Florida, let's have them help cut down them orange trees and those trees that we want to build on. That's what my brother said he did all up 95 going up north. They cut down those orange trees when he was in prison.
Let's hear from Brown Sugar. How you doing, Brown Sugar?
Hey, welcome to the new day.
Welcome to the new day. Freedom or fraud, man? What do you think about the Emancipation Proclamation? Freedom or fraud?
Fraud. I don't. We haven't received freedom. Mental warfare. I just was coming up to speak on what you were saying in regards to the prison. It's actually in the Declaration of Independence. The 13th Amendment says that when you break the law and you go to jail or prison, you become a slave again. You are no longer protected by the 13th Amendment.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't vote. You can't vote from prison. You have no rights. Let's hear from our local Moor. Hold on. Moorish God, what's going on?
Oh, peace. How y'all doing today?
Everything's good, man. You're a Moor, right?
I'm great.
I am in law a Moorish-American.
You are what?
A Moorish-American.
I was about to say, what the hell? What is that?
So you ever heard like what we would call Chinese people in America? They're not Chinese. They're Chinese-American. I'm a Moorish-American.
Okay, what is that?
Do y'all hear that stuff, man? Do y'all hear that stuff?
I'm still wondering what it is.
I hope that's not funny. That's like Obama told us he was Kenyan American. That like this is what the whole world does, but we got cut out.
So hold on. So are you saying we are African hyphen American? Is that what are you trying to Africanize us, brother? Because I'm not African.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Y'all can be whatever y'all want to be. I came on to just talk about
Well,
the
what,
prompt,
well,
or
what
like the
does
question that you were
stand for?
Let
posing.
me let him talk about the prompt. Emancipation Proclamation, freedom or fraud, brother.
It didn't free us. It was the 13th Amendment that was ratified January 15th, 1865, in which it prevented them from putting the Moors back in slavery under the Christian black codes. Y'all may not know what these things are, but y'all should look into them.
So
And
I know.
so that law was just for the Moors, not for the enslaved black Americans.
it's the same people. Like, they denationalized us. If you read George Washington's letter to the Sultan of Morocco, 1789, December 1st, he tells you that we're the ones who started the United States of America. They put us in slavery, and then they started a business called the United States. And this is what slavery was. We gonna get these people to do all the slave labor so we can pocket all the money.
Yeah, but you're leaving out the fact that Morocco was the first place to solidify the United States.
No, they're lying. They're
No,
definitely
that's true. That's written in history. That ain't no lie. It's written in history.
When you go to Morocco, do you see the true indigenous peoples of the land running the land, or is it the same issue?
I'm asking you. I'm
Yeah,
asking you.
okay, hold on.
The point being,
You probably the first Moor that's making a little bit of sense, brother. Because if I'm gonna be 100% honest, and I don't want you to feel disrespected by this, but I'm gonna just be direct. I don't trust the Moor, and I don't necessarily like Moor. But if you're telling some truth, I'll entertain it. I'll entertain it. Keep
I
going.
appreciate it. Thanks, I appreciate it. I want to say I agree with you, because these people, if I'm a Moor, I'll be like, please stop talking. You just making us look so bad, you know?
Because, can I ask you a question? The Moors came with the Pilgrims. They were white. And
No, that's not
no,
true. Look up HJR 1203 or
The word
HJR.
Moor means black. The word
means black.
Moor means black.
Yes,
Moor means black.
I've heard that.
Well, I didn't
Okay.
hear what he said about Morocco solidifying the United States.
Go ahead.
That was the first place to
You gotta fix your Obama phone.
Indigenous to both America and Africa.
Well, I mean, you were stating a claim. You were stating a claim that something in regards to the slavery, and
Brother, you gotta fix your phone first. You sound like you're in a. You sound like you're climbing tunnels. You're in a tunnel.
yeah, you were stating a claim in regards to the slavery and the reason why the 13th Amendment was done for the Moors, and I'm telling you that Morocco was the first place to solidify the United States.
Morocco. She wants to talk about Morocco. What's going on right now in sub-Saharan and Morocco? Let's talk about that. Where's your mask? Too much? Where's your?
Hold on, you're not just gonna come in and start talking.
I would just like to ask
crazy like
why.
you run something. You gotta hold on. Two people were talking.
Why would
you can wait, man?
Where's your beard, dude? No, I know what
I'll
this is all about. So let's talk about Morocco. And
ma'am, you're gonna have some decorum, and you're gonna respect the host. And two people
you don't
already
even respect people in general.
Okay.
You put on these narratives.
Let me just drop
Thank
you.
you.
You can come back up when you know how to respect a black man. Your black daddy, you got to respect your black daddy, man. That's number one. Don't disrespect black daddy. We've done so much for you. All right? No disrespect. Go ahead. Morris.
Thanks. I was going to ask, if there were Moors on both sides of the Atlantic Ocean, and this is documented history, that's why I said look up HR 1203 or HJR 0689. They'll tell you that the people that were indigenous to this land were the Moors, and that they went into slavery and got branded Negro, black, and colored. This is documented.
You didn't answer my question.
No, I'm getting there if you would just let me finish,
brother,
please.
the people that were indigenous to this land were the copper-colored races, brother. Those were
the same people. It doesn't matter what name we're looking at. It's the same
When
history.
did we become Moors, brother? We never became Moors, brother.
The Moors are...
before we were Moors.
How old is the word Moor? This is the issue. We got to start going back and actually reading the records, not what people are saying. Records.
I read the records, and that's why I'm asking.
How old is the word Moor?
Because I'm gonna walk you down with everything.
No. How old is the word Moor? Give me a date.
No, you didn't answer my question.
No, I'm trying to, but you keep cutting me off because you don't like the Moors, so you're biased.
And I asked you,
I'm
How
trying to
come
get to it.
if Africa was so enslaved and so imprisoned and so hurt and so abolished by the United States, why were they the first people to
They
solidify
were
the United
not.
States?
What
Yes,
I'm
they
trying
were,
to
sir.
explain.
It's written in
The
Why
Moors
history.
would
helped
they?
Yes,
them.
they were.
All right, so let me ask you a
The
question.
Moors helped everybody
If
else
this documented that the
against
Moors
us.
are indigenous to America and Africa, and
Sir,
this
are
was
you
one
ignoring
empire.
history? Are you
This was.
ignoring history?
I'm not ignoring history. You don't
Okay,
know
so why
history.
was
What about the
You
Morocco
don't know
so
Mississippian
history. I'm
so
tribes?
trying.
solidified?
It's the same
They
people.
weren't. No, it's
Oh,
not.
who did
The
the Olmecs come
Mississippi,
from?
the
Hold on. Let me
Olmecs, the
come up.
Olmecs, the
Where they
Mississippian
come from?
tribes are way
Where did,
older than the
where did,
Moors.
no, where
Even
did the, no, it's the same people.
You
This is
haven't
the
Okay, hold
answered
on,
issue.
the
Y'all
hold on,
we don't
don't.
real
have
quick.
the.
Hold on,
Oh,
everybody, hold on, real quick.
I'll
I
put
want
10
to, I
bands on what
want
I'm
to.
saying.
Hold on, more. Hold on. I'm gonna
And
set
y'all
the
not
stage
about to
up
keep
for you.
doing this.
Hold on,
Like,
brother. I'm gonna set the stage for you. Hold on, hold on. I want to hear this. Are you saying that the Yamasee are still the Yamasee, but people called them Moors? Are you saying that the Olmecs were the Olmecs, but they were called Moors whenever they left the land of America? Is that what you're saying? What are you actually saying when you're saying we are the Moors? Because there was tribes already here that was calling themselves something else. So
Right.
when you say Moor, are you saying we were called Moor because of the word, because of the term black, because Moor meant black? I
well,
can kind of accept that a little bit, but I need to know what you're saying.
We're
what
the
I'm saying
Mayans
is
also.
the Maya weren't even from here. The Maya, they have different mitochondria DNA. They're from Asia.
Okay, so tell us about we're all Moors, please. What do you
Long
mean?
story short, the oldest people, the first nation on this planet was the Moors. If you go back and read what the Greeks and the Egyptians and the Hindus all had to say,
So
that
hold on. Well, I'm talking about the Americas. We're talking about
they
in the
spoke about the
Americas.
Americas. We don't read their
We
history.
predate Egypt by hundreds of thousands of
Who,
years.
who do you think built it? They tell you a group of people left America and went over there and built Egypt. We built both,
Okay, let me
but
tell
we're
you what
not reading
happened.
the
No,
story.
no, 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 no. Let
They
me tell
weren't
you what
calling
happened.
themselves Moors though.
Yes, they
Let me tell
were.
you what happened. The Moors, you guys found a way over here.
We were already here. All
No,
right, so since
no,
you're saying
no.
that, give me a
No, let
date.
me
When did
finish,
the
brother.
word
Let
more
me
start
finish,
being
brother. I'm
used?
gonna let you speak, brother. I'm gonna let you speak, and then
But I'm being jumped
say
and
what
attacked because y'all
you
already
can say
biased against
whatever
the
you want
Moors.
to say, brother. I'm gonna let you speak, but you're gonna let me speak. Okay? This is what happened, brother. The Moors, y'all traveled all through Africa and then into Greece, and y'all did y'all thing over there. But y'all did get the game from over here.
It's the same people.
You weren't us.
That's
But
Y'all,
what
we
I
did. But
say.
we
what's a
did teach
pyramid
you.
called? Pyramids are called Moors.
Then hold on. Then hold on. If you were
Explain
us,
that.
why did you sell us out?
The Moors are
Explain.
That's
the.
what happened.
All right. Can
If
somebody
you
please
were
put
us,
in,
because you were never us, brother. Listen.
brother? Do you want to
I'm
put
gonna
money
let
on
you
this?
speak, brother, but you're not gonna talk over me. I'm gonna be respectful and let you speak,
Y'all
but you're
haven't been
gonna
respectful,
listen.
bro.
You're going to listen, brother. You're going to listen, and then you're going to speak
Go
after.
ahead, I'm listening.
Okay. You're not us. You're not gonna sell your own people out. Y'all sold us out. That's number one. We taught y'all the game that gave y'all the ability to go do what y'all were doing in Europe. And then y'all thought, man, we could train these Europeans and we can get them strong. And then we're going to take them back to the land where we learn this information from, because these are the real righteous people on the earth that have no lie in them, that believe anything because they believe everybody tells
True.
the truth. And you took advantage of that, and y'all whispered in Columbus' ears, man, hey, man, listen, these people, they mean what they say what they mean, and they believe everybody's like that. All we got to do is
That's
mix
not
in a
true.
little bit of lie, and we could take over. That's what y'all did. And then y'all
That's not true.
sold us out, brother. Y'all sold us out. Now you go ahead and speak and tell me what you say the truth is.
Thank you.
Because that's what I say the
Thank you.
truth is.
It's not what I'm saying, bro. I'm going straight to the records. This why. Have you ever heard of Safaradi or the Sephardic Jews?
So why are you ignoring the record that
No,
Morocco
stop.
was the
I'm
first
asking
place to
questions to
solidify
show
the
if
United
people
States?
don't
That
cut
was
me
the
off.
first question that you
Here
never
we
answered.
go. I can't. Y'all have been jumping me. I can't
No,
even
I
explain
asked
what
you
I'm
a
trying to
question and
say.
you never answered it.
I
Hold on,
have
let
been
him answer
trying
my
to
question
explain it for
first, and
how
then we're
long?
going to circle back to your question.
Hey,
Go
hey,
ahead and give the rebuttal from me first. So
again,
we can,
I'm gonna say
What?
this, like, we all come in peace,
What
bro.
the
So just
fuck? Just
relax.
I can't even
Just calm
talk.
down, man. We're
hold
gonna
Every
let
on,
you
time when
talk.
I
y'all.
Hold
talk,
on,
everybody
chill.
is cutting me off.
Hold on,
Calm
y'all.
down,
Finish
bro.
what
Hey,
you
look,
were
we ain't
Y'all,
gonna
saying.
y'all
attack you,
calm down
bro.
and let me say
Hold
what I'm
on.
trying to
Don't get
say.
Look,
emotional,
relax,
brother.
man.
Hold on.
Look,
Don't get emotional,
take a
brother.
pause, bro. We're gonna let you talk, man. We ain't trying to
Don't
attack
get
you, man.
emotional.
You
You're
know what
gonna
I'm saying?
calm
Just
down
gather
in
your
your
thoughts
Oh, I'm being muted.
and get to the
masculine
point,
frame,
All
man.
right.
brother. And you're not gonna start acting like you
No,
know.
it is what it is. It
So
is what it
I'm gonna
is.
give you a
Like I
chance
said,
to speak.
I'm not being put over by the police. I'm not being treated like a Negro, but y'all are. And I'm trying to help y'all. I'm sitting here giving y'all hella game. And this how y'all niggas fuck y'all.
Hey, hey, hey.
You don't. First of all, brother, you don't got no game for us, and you
No.
are a Sambo tether. You're not one of us. You're not part of us. You never. You're lucky I even let you speak, but your true colors came out. So I'm just gonna drop you.
Still
I'm
acting
gonna
like they
drop you,
did
and
Facts.
a hundred thousand years ago.
go ahead and block him. Drop him and block him, because he's also gonna be a Karen and start to report the live. That's what they do when they get dropped. You see how emotional he got? Nobody was, yeah, we had questions, but it wasn't like we was attacking the brother. We was just standing on business, and he got emotional. When you get
You were
emotional,
point.
you
You was
lose.
eating up his point. That's what he did. And the thing is,
Yeah.
all I try to say is just gather your thoughts for a minute, because I know how
Gather
it
your
feels.
thoughts.
When you feel a little
You
bombarded, you
can't
wasn't
even
attacked, but you was
you can't
bombarded with
even
some
answer the
truth.
sister's questions without going around. This is what Moors do. They go all they want to detour everything. They want to hear what you're saying, and they want to talk about another point and get you lost over here. Well, according to Penal Code Section 22222, if you get your Social Security number and it's really a bank account, and that's why I don't get treated like a slave because I'm a Moor and I made a deal. And man, shut your stupid.
That's why I had asked, was they white? Because I was told, I admit I haven't read much, but I was told that they helped the white people, just like you just said too much, went over and told them and brought the others back. Yeah, we were the first on
They
earth.
couldn't get here if it wasn't for the Moors. They couldn't even get here if it wasn't. See, let me tell y'all the game. Let me tell y'all the real reason. See, the Moors, they made it over here. I give them that. Somehow they made it over because they were in Africa. They're
Yeah.
all through Africa. They are a Negroid race. Okay, they were all through Africa. They came over to us, and we, just like we still are today. Man, come on over to the cookout. Come hang out with us,
We
man.
want everyone to live and
Trying to
live the
look
best
like
as you
us.
can.
Come, we're gonna teach you our language. They got Moorish temples in the Americas. In the Americas, there were temples. There were Islamic temples in the Americas. That's a fact. They found it. Why? Because the Moors have always been traveling and trading here. We taught them medicine. They didn't teach themselves medicine. We're the ones that taught them about herbs and the earth and plants and how those things work. We're the one that gave them the game that they took to Europe and saved the Caucasian race while they were while the Caucasian race was being unalive, were iron out. It was the Moors who gave them the medicine to save them. They were like their children. Oh, my little baby, let me help you. Boom. And then they taught their children, said, hey, come over here. And I got this. We're gonna run this game over here. We're gonna create these corporations called American. We're gonna do. They're in on that. They've been in on that.
Can I answer something on that, bro?
The YT said, man, why do we even need them? We're stronger than them. Why do we need them?
Absolutely.
And that's when they flipped on them and they start enslaving. Some of the Moors did get enslaved with us. Some of them did. Because listen, if you a con man, what do you think gonna happen to you? Somebody else is gonna con you too.
Fact.
Go ahead.
Like them dirty cops. When you see the movies like the what's his name? 50 Cent, different TV, the power shows where the dirty cop finally get in the end, it's coming because you a dirty cop. And both sides don't like you. So, and you totally right with that, because I was in the army again. But the Marine says from the swamp of Montezuma to the halls of Tripoli, they talk about fighting against the Moorish pirates. When they finally felt like we finally got one up on y'all. You see what I'm saying? Because they was already running that hustle. Because when I talk to a lot of Moors, they say black is evil, black is death. They don't say black I'm proud, black I'm beautiful. And
right. Because that's let me hear from hold on. Papa Blue, you got a loud mic. Go ahead, man. I'll let you speak to it.
Oh damn.
Papa Blue?
I didn't even know that. Oh damn, I didn't even mean to do that though, bro.
Okay.
I was just
Go ahead.
listening, man. I was just listening to the back and forth. I mean, I heard some things about the Moors,
Don't trust me.
about more science, but I haven't heard a lot. Or a lot of stuff that I heard I didn't believe.
Yeah, don't believe. Listen, it's all that sovereignty that's a scam, y'all. Whenever they try to tell you about, I'm not the one getting pulled up. Man, the moment the police pull these brother over, I don't care
Hey,
what
give me back a Newport 100.
what hands he do,
Yeah,
what
I'm
call
paying.
he show that says I'm sovereign. They gonna look at you like click click, get your ass away. I'm taking you to jail. Okay. You remember them? Remember them more that try to walk around and carry pew pews, and they were walking around with no license, no identification, and no license to carry, but they thought they can carry pew pews. They put those brothers in jail, all of them.
Yeah, exactly. And this asinine even think that, oh, because I got a card, you ain't gonna police brutality me. You ain't gonna bump me on the head when you see my black skin. Oh wait, I'm a card.
Special identification, and I got this special this Masonic hand signal that I can do that I'm gonna get through. Shut up.
And they tell you to have a they can't travel. You can't get out the country without some kind of passport.
You run into a real race soldier, he ain't gonna care if you Moor. He ain't gonna care if you African. He ain't gonna care if you black. That's a real race soldier. He's looking at your color, and it's click click. It's game time. It's pew pew time.
Host, do they understand when they're making this claim? When they're making this claim, Moors. Well, Africa was already enslaving their people and selling them way before colonization. You know, they are the ones who started selling their people to slavery to these Europeans for goods and for money. They are still. Africa has been decolonized since 1990. They still imprisoning their people. They still haven't spoke up about what's going on with the paper genocide that happened over here in the United States, which classified all of us under the same label. So got their. Even if you connect all of these countries together, everything point back to Africa. Even if you start in Egypt, to Israel, to the United States, everything go back to Africa. Africa is at the end. We already know who hold the money. It's definitely not the YT people who have the money. We know that it's the Jews. They say European presenting. When you go to European presenting Africans, that goes to albino. They still Africa.
That's it.
I feel you on that. Hey, look, that's one reason why I voted for Jill Stein when I voted for reparations. People give me a lot of flack, and I said they'll say stuff like, "Oh, when Jill Stein, man, she take Russian money." I said the Democrats and Republicans take AIPAC money. They take, they support Israel. I fought in Iraq, which was because of Israel. That's the main reason.
Service.
Look, Israel is the worst fucking country.
Okay, hold on.
Yes.
I understand. We all know that, but we can't. Y'all know what they're gonna
Bro.
do.
They about 2 words about
listen.
The truth, but
the truth is, hey, the truth stands on its own, right?
That's it. But there's some words that we can't say because they'll just take the live down, brother.
Oh, okay.
Take the live down, and we don't want to do that. We want to keep the conversation going. Let me go to Sun King real quick, and I gotta let my girl Wolfie speak. Sun King, go ahead.
Peace, man. Peace to the panel. Yeah, I was about to say, y'all in dangerous territory. Talk about them people, them little small hat people. I better leave them alone. You know what I mean? They get canceled.
The people that stole our heritage.
People that let them live they little delusional lives.
The Ashkenazi.
Yeah, let them live their delusional lives.
I don't want to take you down, brother. I want you to speak truth, but we got to speak. Listen, we as black people, we have to learn, understand. We have to get codified even in our language if we want to survive and continue.
We was being very
understood.
but we're not
Understood.
gonna walk on
If you
eggshells
don't
either.
understand, yeah, we're not walking on eggshells, but we got to be codified when we speak. We
We
got to
gotta be
speak truth to
codified,
power, but we
understandable.
got to be
Brother,
codified.
all I was saying was what I know to be true.
I
I
like that.
got
I
you,
like
brother.
that fit. I like that hat though, bro.
Thank you, brother.
FBA. I like that hat, man.
Yeah, y'all can get the hat at muchoart.com, muchoart.com. Get your hat. But yeah, man, listen, codified language and TikTok friendly language over here. Over
Okay,
here.
I understand.
All right. All
My
right.
the way I was raised, I was told that I am who I am. If you understand what I mean.
We understand. But I never seen a prompt. I don't even know what this is about. I just saw the FBA hat. I just wanted to show some support because I saw the last person y'all kicked out and they was talking crazy, and I wanted to address that.
Go ahead, address. He's a Moor. They come in. They always. Let me tell you how to go. This is what Moors do. I gotta mute you up, Papa. So let me tell you, the Moors, they always come in. They try to pretend like they're one of us. They want to be. They want to be your friend, and then they want to sneak in their little high level, whatever they think is high level game. Man, I can help you, man. I'm gonna help you with your taxes. I'm gonna help you with your credit. You're gonna be this sovereign citizen. And you ain't gonna mess with you no more. I'm gonna give you the game, and you're gonna get there's $30 million locked in your Social Security, brother. That the small hats are spending. And I'm gonna show
Well, you
you how
sound
to
just
do
like.
it. And we gonna make this, brother. I'm here. You a Moor, brother. You not a black man. You a Moor. You belong to. Man,
Bruh,
that's how
you
they all
sound just
come.
like the.
Man, you got him
But what?
baptized, bro.
Hey, what? The solution, bro. That's what I came here for. I want to hear what your solution is. What we gonna do?
So it's really simple, man. The solution is the code. The code is everything. We have to start moving as a code on code people, not off code people. We have to get these tethers up out the paint, these sambos up out the paint. The same thing that the IAT had to do so they could win their revolution. They had to get all the sambos, all the people that wanted white daddy to stay. They had to unalive those people. They had to get those people up out the paint. We have to delineate 100% from mainstream media,
Absolutely.
from Hollywood, from the mainstream music, the record labels, all that stuff. We have
All
to
of that.
and come out of all that. We have to come.
We got
We
to
have
clean
to
house. Got to
clean
clean house.
house
For
from
real, bro.
top to bottom. You
Bottom.
know, I
Spring
don't
cleaning.
care. I don't care if his name is Denzel Washington. If he's mixed up in Hollywood, you don't trust him.
Now you hit it.
Is it the games they play?
Yeah.
Is it the games we see on TV also?
Yeah.
Yeah, NFL. We got to come
All
out
of
of
that.
NFL.
We talking about all of it.
Listen, we don't need the NFL. The NFL needs us. We need
the NBA.
Listen, I'm not even saying we go start our own NFL league. No. We need to invent a whole new game.
Yes.
We need to create a whole new game, and then we all support that. And we don't even have to be racist about it when we invent this game. Y'all can come play the game too, but y'all gonna play by our rules with our owners. You understand? We're gonna own it.
Right.
That's the only way y'all can participate, because we're not racist. We're not, we can be bigoted, but we're not racist. We want everybody to come in, but we just
love everyone.
That's gonna take a whole state. We need a state or two. That's gonna take a whole. You're talking about delineation. That's gonna take a whole segregation movement.
It's not gonna benefit us all moving to one state. I'm gonna tell you why. Because
I ain't say all.
We'll win that state, but we won't. But we still got the whole national. We got to stay codified where we're at and build up at the local level strong where we're at, and keep making sure we're the swing vote. See, our swing vote is important.
I didn't mean it like that. Yeah, I didn't mean it like that.
We got to keep that.
We can't fit into one state. You understand that we couldn't fit into one state. That's the thing that a lot of our people got misconstrued. We were never in a minority. Never. As black Americans, I promise you, We outnumber everybody. And people don't understand that. People don't know that. We couldn't fit into one state. Okay, this is our land. This is the land of our ancestors. We don't go back to Africa. We don't date back to Africa, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell people. From North Carolina, from New York to California, they flooded our communities. From Seneca Village to Tulsa, Oklahoma, to everywhere in this damn country, bro. You feel me? We ran this whole country. So you can't fit us into one state.
The Iroquois Nation. Y'all people forget about the Iroquois Nation. Y'all people forget that, my dad told me, my dad was born in 1942. My dad told me that y'all know there was a black president. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, in the colonies. Did y'all know in the 13th colonies, there was a black man running things? You understand what I'm saying? You're true. We were already here on this earth. And they slowly, but they not only did they unalive us through a genocide, but they also did something called the paper genocide.
Yep, that's exactly what they did.
If you have anybody in your family member that has colored on their birth certificate, they're most likely, I would say 90% of the time, they are American Indian.
Mm-hmm.
If they got colored, because there was 3 classifications in the United States. There was American Negro, American Creole, and then I never deny the transatlantic slave trade. There was also called the African Negro. Why would you need to call somebody an African Negro if you weren't trying to specify where they came from? The American Negro, we know that's us. Copper-colored races found here by Europeans. We know that's us. We're them.
Yes.
And we know the American Creole is also us. We know that as well too. So if we know those two are us, and then they had to separate and call them why would you have to call somebody an African Negro? That's like saying Negro.
Can I ask you what year was that transatlantic slave trade?
Sometime in the 1600s, 15, 16, 1700s. Something like that.
Come on, can you give me a timeline? Don't say 14, 15.
Hold on. The biggest slave trade happened in the United States from 1809 to 1863. That's
we
when
know that. Yeah, we know that. We know that. We talking about
largest slave trade. The transatlantic slave trade was just like a couple 100,000 people. Couple 100,000 people from Africa.
And what year? What year?
In the 16th, to help the colonies, when the colonies started, the 1600s.
1600s. And they came across the Atlantic Ocean.
Mm-hmm. 1600. That's when we know that the African slaves came in the United States, because the colonies could not survive without slaves, y'all. They weren't able to.
We were them. Yeah, we were them.
True.
The prisoners of war. I don't like to use the term slave. I say prisoners of war.
But hold on.
Can I say something?
I will, sure, Robin. You're gonna have to wait, ma'am. You're gonna have to wait. I will come to you. I'll let everybody speak, but you're gonna have to wait. So, prisoner of war, brother. I just want you to understand. I know nobody likes the term, but we got to speak truth to power. It's just a slave, brother. Prisoner. If you're a prisoner of war, you are a slave.
You are a slave.
Because the
people in prison are just basically slaves.
That's just what it is, brother. If you're a prisoner of war, just call it what it is.
No matter how I try to cut it out.
However you want to speak. I know this with my copper-colored people all the time, with my American Indians. I'm not a slave. Nobody in my family. Brother, if you was a sharecropper, let's just keep it a buck. You were a slave.
Yeah, right.
They took your land and then said, we're going to give you some of it for you to sell and make money, and we're going to put you on the outskirts. You a slave. If you lived, if you had slave quarters, you're a slave.
You're a slave, bro. That's
just call it what it is. Now go ahead, Robin. I'm gonna let you speak, Robin. Go ahead, Robin. Then we're gonna go to Corey up there. Go ahead, Robin.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to interrupt. I did my ancestry. I live in Mississippi, so everybody knows that. Oh God, it's the worst state, and it's. Everybody's racist, blah, blah, blah. And I am a white woman, obviously. I'm sure y'all see that. But done my ancestry, and I was all my life I was like, my last name was Mazingo. So I done my ancestry.com thing, and it all come back to Mazinga. Queen Mazinga of the Congo. And I grew up in a family that was so freaking racist. And I always felt like that wasn't right. And I raised my kids up to not see color. You see a person as a person. We're all people. Like, point blank period. We're just people. We all bleed the same color. We are all people. We all have the same feelings. We all bleed the same color blood. We all have the same organs. I'm an organ donor. I don't know who my organs will go to. And I don't care if it can help somebody, it's going to help them.
So is that freedom or fraud? Robin?
What do you mean?
Well, the question of today is, are we in freedom or fraud? You just say your ancestors come from?
Well, the topic is about the Emancipation Proclamation, whether it's freedom or fraud. But bless your heart, Robin. I get it, man. You don't see no racism and all this stuff. I mean, everybody say this, but I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Do you know about Daniel Penny? Have you heard that name before?
I have not.
Okay. The gentleman that unalived Jordan Neely on the train, and they made a national hero. Was he a hero for choking out the special needs black kid who was crashing out on the subway? Do you agree that he should have got off?
If she don't know Daniel Penny, then she won't know.
Hold on. Have you heard about that? Have you heard about that case that happened?
I have not heard about that, but I will say that he was a hero, in my opinion.
He was a hero. Okay.
He was a hero. Whoa.
Hold on, before everybody goes in. Hold on. See, that's why when you say we don't see color, that's when we know you're lying, because you do see color. Because there's no way if it was reversed.
Wait, hold on. Wait a second.
No. Let me finish. I'll let you talk. There's no way if you say you don't see color that you think Daniel Penny was a hero. That means
I feel like that was
anybody who sees a special needs white kid crashing out, skinny,
I don't know the whole story,
so
that's
that we can start unaliving them all because they start yelling and talking and making threats.
Okay, well,
now,
I don't
know
feel like
about
that's
New
fair for
York.
you to judge me for that.
Hold on, ma'am. If you know anything about New York, that's a common thing that happens on the subway. You got a whole bunch of people with mental health.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't know.
But I got another question for you. Let me just make it very simple to be honest. Do you believe that black people are owed reparations in America? Hold on. Do you believe that black people are owed reparations in America?
Can you define old?
The question was, do you believe that black people are owed reparations in America?
The clock is ticking. You think about it.
First, you gotta ask her where her family's from.
They're real, like they come. I mean, that's where we all
Robin,
come from.
Where's your family from?
She's YT. So
where's your family from?
She's in Mississippi. Do you believe that black people deserve reparations?
YT is not from Mississippi. Where's your family from, Robin?
Very, very clear.
Mississippi.
What part of Europe is your family from, Miss Robin?
What part of Europe?
Yes, ma'am.
I have no idea. I don't know any people
You
from
have
You
no
did the
idea.
ancestry.
Yeah,
Irish.
y'all disassociate with your whole history. That's why it's not good to ask these people about reparations. You can't ask these people. These people came over here.
Let me tell you something. Reparations is not just land. It also includes money, sir. James. It also includes money. We're
Yes.
old. We're
They
old.
think, Robin, so you think you just straight American?
I didn't said I didn't think that.
Where are
So
your people from?
You did ancestry.
hold on, because you got to slow cook, y'all. You got to slow cook.
That's
So,
what we do.
so obviously she doesn't want to answer the question on reparations.
Well,
That
I'm trying to figure out what reparations mean. Like,
you
How
don't
old
know
are
what
you?
reparations mean? Come on.
how old am I? I'm
Yes.
37.
So
You
you
haven't
don't
heard
know
about America
you
owing
don't know
black
about
people
40 acres
reparations?
and a mule reparations owed to freedom dues owed to slaves? You never heard about that?
Come on,
Okay.
Robin.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
let's
ma'am,
come on.
I'm
Let's
about to
do
take off
this
I'm
because
about to take off the kitty mittens and I'm gonna have
let's
to
say
treat you like an
this.
adult.
Am I allowed to speak? Like, can I say this? Like, okay, we're from Mississippi. We are very uneducated whenever it comes to those kind of things. But I'm willing to learn. I want to learn. I respect it.
But you're not gonna you're
But I
not
don't know. I
I
don't
don't
know.
believe that. They not that y'all are that naive in Mississippi.
you're
I
not
gotta
gonna
go
be
to
like
Mississippi.
that. You're not gonna be like
I
that.
got to go to Mississippi.
Well,
Okay, why don't you come up here, James, and speak for her, James? Come on up here. Request up here, James. Request up here, James, because you seem to think it. Listen. Whenever YT women tears or YT women, everybody wants to believe. Listen, if you live in
So,
America, you know what reparations is.
somebody made a great comment. So,
Come on
Robin,
up
do
here,
you
James,
believe in?
and
Did you
speak
hear
for your
about the
sister,
Holocaust?
James.
Did you
You
hear
know
about
about
the
the Holocaust,
Holocaust?
right?
yeah, we learned about the Holocaust and
Oh
like,
wow! Oh wow!
Oh
You
man,
know
but
what?
I
You
don't
believe
really
that? Do
know
you believe the
much about
Holocaust?
it. I don't think that it
Who
was
believe? Who
right.
believes the Holocaust?
I
No.
don't.
hold
I
on,
don't
brother.
even care about no
Hold on,
Holocaust.
brother. We can't
I
talk
believe
about
in the
that.
I
Holocaust.
said
We can't.
no. I
Hold
said
on.
no. I
We
said
can't
yes.
talk about
I
that on
learned
this
about
live.
it a little bit in school, but like I heard about it and stuff like that. But I
Man,
never.
I just want to make sure you're not playing dumb because we don't talk to people who pretend that when they know better. You know, I don't like people coming in here pretending they don't know something, but they really know, but they just want to pretend like they don't know. I just want you to be truthful, man. That's how
And
we got.
sir, I am being truthful.
Can I
I'm
ask one
not being
question
dumb.
to
I'm
Robin,
being
please?
yeah.
You know black people was enslaved. Do you think we should have been?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so by spending those 400 years, do you think that we were at the same level as the YT back then when we got free?
No, y'all
My
weren't at the
ancestors.
same level. It took y'all years to get to where y'all are now, and I
Okay,
Most people still believe in that Lincoln thing anyway.
that was the best thing for black people. Lincoln coming over,
So let me ask
doing
you
what
this
he did.
question: indentured servants got freedom dues after they did their service. Should black people have
Right.
gotten freedom dues? Robin?
I think you're asking the wrong person, y'all.
Robin,
freedom.
You know what? This is the public schools.
should black people have gotten freedom dues from after slavery being abolished? Should they have got something called freedom dues?
Yeah, do.
Yeah,
Because
Robert.
what is
Yeah, I
freedom
gotta come to
do?
Mississippi. They slow
I
as hell
can't.
out
I can't.
there.
I can't talk to somebody who go do some research because you can't. You're not going to play dumb on this panel and waste our
She
time.
said, dude, that shit.
I mean, at some point, man, you got to wake up to the United States of
Hey,
America.
yo, And these are the IQs, bro.
And you're not representing your country,
That's what
your
they
state
say.
well, man. You're
We
not
got the
representing Mississippi
IQs.
well. I think you need to just sit in the comments real quick. This might not be the conversation for you. If you don't know what we're talking about, I don't got time to go back and backtrack, explain it. Google it. Google reparations. Google freedom dues. Google Black Americans. Google foundational Black American for the person in the comments who keep asking what FBA means. You have to Google it, and you'll find out.
Bro, you ain't got to entertain them because they won't never join because they already know what FBA means.
I mean, this is what I always, when they say I don't believe in race and everybody's equal, I just ask them simple questions. I could have went to Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony. I could have started with that, but I said let me go back to Jordan.
You should have.
Let's go there. Let's go there because when they say they don't see racism, that's when you have to get really engaged and be like, okay, if you don't see racism, what do you think about this? And once we know that mindset, which is always going to be a white supremacist mindset, when I talk about get on code, we got to get on code like these white people get on code. We got to just understand and know that there's certain things we just got to get on code with when it comes to our lineage, just like they do. They don't even have to understand white supremacy, but they understand, hey, Jordan Neely, Penny, they understand Austin Metcalf, Carmelo Anthony, without even batting an eye, they all get on code. Yo, yeah, Austin was a victim. Oh, yeah. That was a thug. They get on code.
And we got on code with Carmelo. We got on code with Rodney. We got on code with our brothers. We get on code. I wish people stop saying that. We don't, it's not acknowledged as much as it's supposed to be, but we do get on code. And we all felt that. I don't care who you are. Even did you see the CO? She's not a CO, but she's a sheriff or whatever she was. When they brought Rodney to court, did you see them black women's face? The ancestors was pounding them. They couldn't even stand it.
They couldn't even stand it. They couldn't even look at that brother. That one, the energy was too much. That one black officer that said, "I'm not going to leave him alone," with the white officer that got in the elevator with him like that. Man.
That was right here. I like that.
They not gonna do nothing to you. I'm right
here. Bro
was
big as a motherfucker. Bro was big.
Arm folded.
It was the size of the elevator. He stepped in that motherfucker. But yeah, man. But yeah, I need you to summons Greg. It's a nigga named Greg in the comments, and he keep talking shit. Summons his ass up on the panel, cause he talking about we don't deserve reparations. Come on a panel, Greg.
I can't summon Greg. Greg, why don't you come up and just request up, brother? Because I can't summon you. You got to request up. But here's what we're gonna do, real quick, y'all. Real quick. We're gonna take a small break, real quick. I need y'all to hit that like button, get the likes up. There's 97 people in the room. While y'all getting the likes up, I got a song that's out right now that I dedicated to Shedeur Sanders, Carmelo Anthony, Rodney Hinton, and Tyrese Nichols. It's called "Still We Rise." I'm gonna play a little bit of it. Y'all can get it on y'all can stream it on Spotify. Y'all can get it on Apple Music. It's on all major streaming platforms. It's called "Still We Rise." This is for our brothers. Here we go. All right, y'all can get that song on Spotify. It's out right now. I released that single. I'm dropping an album called Too Much. Give me a couple more weeks. I'll have it all tightened up. I got some fresh stuff for y'all, man. If y'all wait till the end, I might share another song that's going to be on the album. Everything is fire, y'all. If y'all like real music with a real message, hit your boy up, man. Too Much Moxie on all major streaming platforms. Get the album or get the single. It's out now. Listen, I'm very diverse. I even got country music for y'all, man.
That wasn't you spitting though.
That was me spitting, brother. Oh yeah.
That shit was fire, bro. That shit was fire, bro.
You
talking about redlining and everything. That shit fire, man.
We did, man. Listen, man. I gotta wake the people up, man. I gotta give them a message. I gotta leave something for the youth that they can pick up to, because it's all programmed. See, my thing is this: we have to get out of their system, and we have to we need our own directors, our own script writers. We need our own everything. We need to just distance ourselves from anything Hollywood, and we need to bring it back to the righteousness. We have
anything
to put
governmental.
We got to put our message in.
We got to get
That's
away
why we need
from this government
platform. We need everything. Our own platform, our own
Everything.
We
music.
supposed to be set
We need to
apart
free.
anyway.
We need to make sure our brother Tory Lanez is free. That
Can I say
brother's
something, brother?
innocent. Hold on.
That's a
That
I
good
brother's
grew up.
topic.
innocent. That brother's innocent. He's being targeted. He did something that was phenomenal.
Talking about who?
That I'm
Talking
even
about
gonna
who?
do. Y'all know who he's targeted by. Y'all know
The powers that be.
Y'all know they got that mafia. Y'all know they got that mafia up in there. So this is what it really is. Listen, Tory Lanez did something, and I talk about it all the time. We had cycles that we went from analog to digital. Okay, we're now in a technology boom, and so on and so forth. What's the next level that we're going? What is the future right now? The future is blockchain. Blockchain technology. Tory Lanez put his music on the freaking blockchain. Put his album on the freaking blockchain. He's independent, never got signed to any record label, and became the biggest thing in Canada. The biggest.
Why you think they did what they did to him?
Independent. He skipped distribution and just blew up.
They ain't getting none of his money.
They're not getting
That's
none
what the
of
whole
his
problem
money.
is.
So they've been
That's what
trying to sign him, and he's been like, "Nah, I'm cool. I don't want that deal. I want to own everything. He owns his man. He owns everything. The same thing I'm gonna do. My music is gonna be up on the blockchain real soon, y'all. I'm just telling y'all that's where we need to go. And while I'm talking about blockchain, I always got to tell y'all, we have our own freaking currency right now. If you're a foundational Black American, you need to be bragging that we have our own cryptocurrency. It's not a freaking meme coin. It's the real deal. It's called FBA coin. Go to fbacoin.org. Do your due diligence. We're just in phase 1 right now. We're just trying to build the liquidity pool before we actually launch it. But we're releasing 62 million coins right now to the people who get on board first, the early adopters. By the time we release it, we want this thing to overtake Bitcoin at some point. It's the next Bitcoin rush because Bitcoin is nothing more than a meme coin. I hope people understand. Bitcoin really has no value. It's just a meme coin. What gives it value, Donald Trump came out with his meme coin. The only thing that gives that coin value is the Donald Trump name on that thing. That's what a meme coin is. A meme coin just makes one person big, a millionaire. Donald Trump made $33 billion and he created like 500 new millionaires. With the FBA coin, I want to double and triple that. So do your due diligence. You know, if you don't get the coin, I'm not going to be sad. But I will say this: if anybody knows me, I'm prepared to get 50,000 no's. That's how much I believe in this thing. And it was made for us by us. So support it. At least do your due diligence. Go to fbacoin.org. Do your due diligence and see for yourself what it's all about. And the coin is verified, so you can't say it's fake. If it's verified, it can't be fake. So check it out. So with that being said,
let me ask you a question. This is a very important question. How do you feel about the grassroots?
That's everything. We need to all be tapped into the grassroots. If you're not tapped into the grassroots, something's wrong.
Okay. Now here's a more important question. How do you feel about 𝗤𝗏_nci𝘂𝘁𝗏?
𝗤𝗏_nci𝘂𝘁𝗏 is a legend. No matter how we think about him or how we feel about him, we can be wrapped up in emotions about him, but what he's done with the Hidden Color series, that's legendary. That was something that he woke up a lot of people. I know a lot of people want to say 𝗤𝗏_nci𝘂𝘁𝗏 is the agent, he's this, he's that. Maybe, I don't know. But what he's done, his track record, forget about how you feel about him, how he talks, how he clowns the tethers, all this stuff. But what
I like that part of the show.
His body of work, he's legendary. I'm sorry, he's a legend in our community.
He is. He's an icon. He's an icon. But it's something that's keep. It's my soul. I got good discernment. That's what it is with me. I got very good discernment, and I know when you are genuine, and I know when you're not. I know when you are a grifter. I know when you I could feel you. You know what I'm saying? And I don't. It's like the reparation claim done got lost. I think it was just a ploy. I think because I don't see him with his platform. I don't see him pushing you know what I mean? Pushing that shit like he's supposed to.
Right.
Like we supposed to be in the world court. We supposed to be
But
taking our grievance
let me
to
tell
some
you
level,
what it
some
is.
suits, some civil suits, and some. We're supposed to be doing
Right.
something like that. We ain't supposed to be
Right.
marching. We ain't supposed to
Right.
be no rallies. We don't want no
Let
damn
me tell
rallies.
you
What has marching ever solved?
let me tell you what
Right,
it is.
nothing.
Let me tell you what it is. This is what we need. See, I'm 100% for reparations, right? But I'm gonna tell you that there's things that have to come before that. Okay. And one of the things that have to come before that is we got to get on code with our business class. We have to support. We have to come. We have to support black businesses. What the heck is going on, y'all? Y'all can't be. Y'all gotta mute that. Don't come up here hot, okay? We have to do something before reparations, or at the same time while we're stomping for reparations. We got to get on code with our business class. We have to support black businesses like we've never done before. We got to come out of this system. We have to have a form of self-reparation before we get the actual reparations. That's the first thing that's needed. That's why the code, man, who's moving around, man? Y'all got to mute up that background, man. Y'all got to keep that background muted up. It's very distracting. We got to come up out of the system. That's number one. But even before what's more important than reparations is codification.
Correct.
That's
Absolutely.
way more important.
And that's another point. If we're not on code, if everyone is not on code, then how can? Because it's going to be a couple of us that succeed in this life, and it's a lot of our people that's good with that. As long as I'm doing good, I don't care. I don't care about you. And we got a lot. That's our mentality in our community.
So let me break it down so people can get that shock and awe that they need. If you think like that, that's the same way tethers think about their people.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I'm doing good, bump what's going on in Africa, bump what's going on in the Caribbean. It's as long as I'm doing good. That's why they come from a failed homeland.
Mm-hmm.
Because all of them think like that. Not some of them. Okay. Okay. Majority of them think like that. Because the moment they know if they're a continental African and they got a free ticket out of there, they would take it. Here's the difference between foundational Black Americans. You give us a free ticket out of America, we're probably still going to be. We're like, I'm here with my people. We have that mentality because we understand and know that there's nowhere outside that we can go that we can escape white supremacy. Africans, they don't think like that. They think, hey man, anything's better than here, and I'll rather deal with the white supremacy than deal with my own people. We don't think like that.
No.
I got you. Yeah, but we also think like that. The thing is, we don't go outside of the country, but we do go move into little white enclaves away from our people.
Very few of us, though. That's really not a large amount of us.
And that's what the tethers do. They just want to assimilate closer somewhere closer to white people.
In the same country, bro. That's not the same, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, Too Much. Can I say something real quick?
That's not the same.
But this is understandable. But this is the first world country. Where would you move?
It's not the same, bro.
Understandable, but this is the first world country.
Africans think that being with white people in the proximity of white people, that's where the power is. So it's not the same as a Black person in America moving into a white neighborhood. It's a little different.
Because it's no longer a white.
What's the excuse? What's the excuse for that?
Hold on. This is the excuse. It's no longer a white.
Hold on, host. I got this, host. Yo, the difference is you trying to move into a community where your kids can grow up without all that bullshit. It's not the same, bro. It's really not.
But with your
same country
as a black man, with your let me say something, Mr. Viral.
It's not like you fleeing a whole continent, my nigga. It's not the same,
I understand that. But listen to me. Listen to me. With your newfound power and influence in your community, couldn't you make a difference? Couldn't you make that community
What
a
about
great
Tulsa,
community to be
Oklahoma?
proud
What
for
about
your children to go to school in?
hold on. What about Tulsa, Oklahoma? There's a lot. What about Oklahoma? Period. There's a lot of well-to-do black towns in Oklahoma. What about Atlanta?
Let me say this.
What
Let me
about
say this.
Bankhead?
Look at the NBA.
What about Baldwin Hills in California? Those are black. Those are black neighborhoods that are well-to-do.
And they are well to do. But let me tell y'all this. Look at this. Look at this aspect. Them kids that go to them well-to-do communities, those are the same kids that's going to the NBA nowadays. And the NBA is trash. The NBA is trash because of it. Y'all cut these soft, well-to-do kids that's growing up, and now they in the NBA, and it's trash. Don't nobody want to watch the NBA no more because they don't come from the gutter no more. These ain't them hungry kids no more.
I'm not talking about Atlanta, the city, but there are black neighborhoods that are well-to-do in that suburb. Is what I'm talking about. But brother, I hear what you're saying, but but you got to understand, the moment we move into that neighborhood, it's no longer a black or a white tea neighborhood because we move in. The definition of a white tea neighborhood is a white tea neighborhood. And
Tyreek said the same thing.
Sundowner towns and things like that. All I'm saying is the moment we move there, guess what? Guess who else is coming? Then another one's going to move there. Then another one's going to move there. And it's no longer a white tea neighborhood.
And you know what? Tyreek said the same thing you said. So I know you watch his show. I know you watch his show because he said the same thing you said. But here's a pushback for you because the claim FBA, do you got an FBA wife?
No, I don't have an FBA. No,
see? Neither does he.
No, his wife is FBA, first of all, but my wife is East African. My wife, and everybody knows that. Your wife is East African, but y'all don't have no 100% FBA. You're talking about 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗀𝗶cie, the girl that stay around that corner. Hold on, brother. Let me tell you something, brother. Okay. This whole concept of FBA, right? It hasn't been out that long. Okay, it hasn't been out that long. And let's be real. Just like everybody else, brother, we all thought we were one big Negro at one time, and we're learning and finding out about.
We did.
I married my wife because I travel, but I've been to 12 countries in 5 years, brother. So you're not gonna narrow me down. If I find a good thing anywhere I go, I'm a black man. I'm a black man, brother.
I got you, bro. I ain't trying to narrow you down.
You're not gonna box me in. But I'll tell you one thing.
But you know you thought about it though. You did think about it.
I'm not going to a white tea woman. But I say
don't go along the narrative that we
I bet
all
you thought about it though.
So.
Like, damn.
Yes.
I ain't got to. There you did. You thought about it.
Much.
Can't tell you anything about it.
I've ran into some live streams with people with FBA in their name.
Brother, somebody else could have a 5, but I got a Joloff 9, and I'm okay with that.
And I am a 9.
What year did you meet her?
What? He got a Joloff 9.
What year did you meet her, bro?
I'm a 9 all day.
And I don't. Hold on. One thing about me, brother. I don't disrespect
my. Said a Joloff 9.
But too much. Can I say?
What does FBA stand for?
Foundational
Free Black American.
That's my lineage.
Free Black
American.
Hey, you TikTok niggas on some bizarro time on this motherfucker.
Nah, we just talking, man. Hey, I respect you too much. I respect, bro. I respect.
But Sun King, I'm on.
What year did you meet her?
Black was a classification.
Nigga said a Joloff 9.
He said a Joloff wife.
It is what it is, brother.
Stop it, bro.
It is what it is, brother. I don't.
I'm finna post this shit over on Twitter.
Post it.
Joloff 9. What that mean?
The title Black was
my way of clowning. That's just my way of clowning. My wife is fine. She's 100. She's not a tether. She's 100% down with your boy.
And he
Down with what we're
FBA.
talking
He
about.
got the
I bet you.
FBA
I
hat
bet you
on. That's
I
what I'm
bet you she
talking about.
traditional as hell.
These Twitter niggas be on some bizarro
Sun King, you done
shit.
brought it out.
I ain't never seen no.
Hold on.
Hey,
hold
you
on,
Twitter
Hey,
niggas.
Sun King, you brought it out.
brother.
Oh,
Hold
my
on, brother.
bad.
Hold on, brother.
You
Hold on,
Twitter
brother.
brothers.
Hold on,
You
brother.
Twitter brothers.
Hold on, brother.
Oh,
Hold
my
on.
God.
Hold on, brother. Just hold on.
Okay, can
Y'all
I
know
ask?
some bizarro stuff.
Hold on,
bro.
brother. I'm gonna give you a chance to speak. Viral drip. Hold on, brother. Respect.
All right,
Sun
bro.
King, I understand what you're
All due
saying.
respect.
Because let me tell you, this year I've been saying that this is the first what they say, integration. Because what Too Much was saying, hey, you put a person into that neighborhood, it's black and YT. Because this is the first time I've seen, hey, we have Mexicans, we have YT, we have African Americans. I'm here. And this was what I'm living in a neighborhood where back in the day was nothing but the white people. But now it's pools in every other house. My house doesn't have a pool, but my neighbors have a pool. And hey, my name is
Sure ain't no coons in your house.
It's coons in the backyard. I see them.
Who they vote for in the last election?
I voted for Kamala Harris.
Then you
Definitely,
got
I'm a
coon
Democrat.
in your house. Stop playing, girl. Talking about ain't no coons in the house and they voted for Kamala. Stop playing.
What happened? Boy, don't you definitely. I'm born and raised in
TikTok
here.
on some bizarro shit. You
I'm
niggas
just
out there
saying.
claiming FBA and shit and the 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝘀.
She can't be part of the grassroots if we voted for Kamala.
Just yeah. All I'm saying
You
is
can't be part of the grassroots if you voted for Kamala.
listen.
I didn't vote for that
Before we get out
tramp.
of control.
Hold on.
Before we get out of
We
control.
can't be part of the
It's all the
grassroots
same.
and not
Before
vote
we
for
get out of
Kamala. Did you
control,
just say
hold
that
on.
shit?
Well, it's a lot of different ways to look at that. There's a lot of different ways to
This
look
is
at
what
that.
I'm talking about. TikTok is just
Hold
bizarro
on.
land.
Hold on.
Y'all
hold
claiming
on.
grassroots,
Hold on,
and
brother.
then you
Hold
gonna
on,
say
brother.
in the same
Sentence,
on,
not
brother.
Kamala Harris. You got
Hold
me
on,
messed up.
hold on, DJ. Hold on, DJ. Let me clean it up. This is the host speaking. Don't disrespect the host.
Can I speak next, host?
Yes, you can speak after me. Hold on. Listen. That's what's wrong with a lot of people. Y'all not plugged into the grassroots. Y'all, everybody. That's what I'm saying. Codification is more important right now than reparation because you're not even on code. Y'all don't even know what the grassroots is. Y'all listening to Roland Martin. Y'all listening to what's that girl, Joy Reid. Y'all listen to all these puppets, all these token blacks. You can't be watching mainstream media and be
you
plugged
can't
into
be
the
woke.
grassroots.
You can't be grassroots.
Hold on, brother. I'll let you speak. I'm gonna give you your time, okay? But don't disrespect the host. Listen, the grassroots is everything. I wish we had our brother cousin on here because he'd tell you exactly who you mean. The new black media, Torian Rains, Vicky Dillard, Tariq Nasheed, Professor Black Truth. Y'all need to get plugged into these people so y'all know what's going on. That's where your codification is going to come from. Because if you're telling me you voted for Kamala, hold on, brother. Damn, I gotta mute you up, brother. It gets loud over there. Okay, listen. If you're telling me you're still voting for Kamala or you're still voting Democrat, that lets me know you're not plugged in to the grassroots. Because we have delineated from the Democratic Party because for 60 years they've done nothing for us. Nothing.
I've never voted Democrat.
Nothing.
Never voted
Still on the
Republican.
Democratic plantation, bro.
And that doesn't mean you go vote Republican either. But you definitely don't vote Democrat. You definitely
Absolutely,
don't vote
bro.
Democrat.
I agree with that.
Definitely don't vote Democrat. Okay.
You don't vote. You don't be a part of their system.
No. It's about when you vote. It's about when you vote. You vote as a block. You vote with power, not with weakness. If you vote, if we all vote different votes and different things like that, there's no power in that. But if we bring it to a block, if we come together like a kid and we point at something and we say we're going to do this and we vote for that, that's when it's going to happen. You're right. Somebody said vote policy. We got to vote lineage-based policies. not just for
Lineage based.
anything,
What do you mean lineage
lineage-based
based
politics.
when
You
this is
can't
the
be
same
you can't be
government that
sold out
fought
to
you
the
for 2 years?
Democrat.
This is
You
not
can't
a
be
new government.
political. You can't be
This is the same government.
vote. Your political party should never come before your lineage.
Break it down
Your
to it, bro.
lineage comes
My
before your
brother, see,
political party.
This
Now
is
hold
the
on, let me
same
let Brown
government.
let me let Brown
exactly.
finish
You don't
too.
Y'all,
This is
y'all
this is
let him
political
talk.
party.
Y'all let him talk. Y'all let him talk. We can't even hear what he's saying.
Mods, mute them up if they get off if they start talking over me. Brown Sugar,
I
go
heard
ahead
all
and
that,
speak.
bro. I
Okay,
heard all of
I
that,
just
bro,
want
and
to I
I
just want to
agree.
say this whole government is all on the same team. This is not a different team. This is the same government
Same team.
this is the same government that enslaved people. This is the same government that
Two sides of the same coin.
declassified you from Virginia 1924, the Erasure Act, paper genocide. This is the same government. So voting for anybody in the government is not in your best interest. When I can go to the Department of Labor and see that the black man clearly don't get paid $1 like that white man do. So or the black woman. So I don't understand when you say the government. The government ain't nobody in the
Here's the
government for
solution.
black people.
That's what he
Nobody.
just said.
So here's the solution, right? We have to lobby, y'all. We have to come in with the briefcases to get the things done. We have to only run people from the grassroots. We cannot run people that are just popular and black. No, we got to run people that we trust from the
Jasmine
grassroots
Crockett.
and get behind. And we can't do the Crockett.
Do
No,
you, do you think this is confined to the
we
United States?
we gotta bring in our own people, and then the people that aren't our people, we gotta buy them.
This is not just the United States. This is also Great
Absolutely,
Britain.
bro.
This is more than just the United States. This is a collective of countries that have put in and signed treaties to keep us not knowing who we are. This is not
That's
just the
why we
United
have to
States. This is
denounce.
way bigger than the
That's why
United
we have to
States.
denounce all of this. That's why
That's
we
right.
have to denounce all of this altogether. We can't keep playing according to their political games. We can't keep playing these political games with these people. We have to disassociate ourselves from this altogether as a people.
Let's hear from Halim, and then I want to let Viral Drip speak a little bit. Go ahead, Halim. You've been chiming in, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you because she said out of her mouth, Kamala Harris, she's not going to do anything specifically for black people. That's all I needed to hear.
That's all
That's
you
all I
need.
Being a
needed.
black woman.
That's all I needed to hear.
Because I don't.
And she
because me
cosplaying
as
as a black woman, and she's not a
Compared
black
to
woman.
Kerry Greens.
And I can understand why being married to a white man. I'm a Pan-Africanist.
And that's
Okay?
another thing. Hold on, because we got issue with Pan-Africans too, but I'm not gonna get on you right now. But hold on. Let me say this. That's another issue right there. You cannot, and I stand behind this. You cannot be sleeping YT, especially YT man, and be claiming you're about black liberation, because we know what
Can't be.
we know what happened when you got that YT man. That man is really running that house. Let's keep it a buck. And we also know that politics. If y'all don't know this, politics ain't real. Those are all arranged marriages right there, brother. Those ain't real. That's like Hollywood is A-lister. Politicians are B-lister. They're all actors.
Too much. Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Put no political party
Have you
in front
ever
of me.
have you ever looked up her record?
Who, Kamala?
Yes.
Man, that's an Indian woman. She's Indian.
I have.
Yes.
I know her track record.
Man, I'm from California, so you best believe I know who she is, brother.
Right. Okay.
I'm from
A
California.
white man. So what is your
ain't
thoughts
never been for
on the
no
white man
niggas.
that's president now? What is your thoughts on the white man that's president now?
Let me tell you
No
like this.
different from Obama.
I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Hold on. I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I'm gonna tell
Racist
everybody.
piece of shit.
I'm gonna tell everybody like this. Listen, Trump is a Nebuchadnezzar type. Anybody know about the Bible? Know about Nebuchadnezzar? Go read about him. Okay. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Is my friend.
As long as he is not putting together policies that affect the black community, we rock with him. We don't have to agree with everything he does. But
What about the suspension of habeas corpus?
Let me tell you what Trump has done. Trump has created a lane for black people to get on code and to deal with ourselves without being bothered by the dominant society. Nobody's worried about us because they're focused on immigration. They're focused on terrorism. They're
But you
focused
cannot.
on income. Hold on income tax being, but they're focused on everything but Black America. So we got 4 years to really get codified and really get sync in
Right
sync
about
with each
that.
other, so
But
we
don't
can
go
make
for the
some things
smoke screen,
happen.
sir. Don't go for the
Right.
smoke
He
screen.
What about the
Hold on,
suspension of
ma'am,
habeas
ma'am,
corpus?
On black people.
ma'am.
This is
Don't
what
go
I'm
for the smoke
talking
screen.
about, man. Right here.
all this fear mongering, we don't do the fear
Don't
mongering.
go for the
The
smoke
smoke
screen.
Listen, I'm
I'm
not
just
worried.
saying be
Listen,
prepared. I
we're
ain't talking
not.
about fear. I'm
Listen,
talking about be
we,
prepared,
exactly.
black
We
man.
all need
Be
to get
prepared.
prepared as Black people. How we
This
get
is
prepared?
about white power.
We get
It
on
really is
code.
about white power.
Ma'am,
Hold
let
on,
him run.
I
That's
agree
what
with
it's
you,
all
brother.
about.
If
Yo,
that
hold
didn't,
on, host. Hold on, host.
Let
Weaponize.
him run.
I understand what you're saying,
The
host. I
same
want to
thing.
address her real quick.
Okay, hold on. The same thing that we wanted Obama to do for us, Trump is doing for his people. Let him do it.
Obama didn't do
The
nothing for us, though.
moment
Obama
it
did jack.
hold on. The moment it affects Black Americans, that's when we do what we
It
do.
is affecting you now. What are you talking about?
Well, okay, what's affecting me now that he's done?
You can see the presidential order. Are you
What's affecting
familiar?
me now? What's
Are you
affecting Black
familiar?
Americans now that
This
he's
right here,
doing?
host, is exactly what I'm talking about on TikTok.
See the executive order that was signed into law April 29th in regards to the police. Are you
Suspension
familiar?
of habeas
You talking about
corpus?
indemnifying the police?
About what?
What are you talking about? What about the police? You talking about the records?
I'm talking about the executive order that Trump signed into office April 29th. Are you familiar with that?
Okay.
What
Remind me, what record is
Yes,
that?
and I want to know
It's
too.
titled, I'm going to tell you what it's titled, Unleashing the Police. And it is giving the police permission to pretty much martial law, providing them with the weapons and the vehicles to martial law. They said they are here to protect innocent and unalive criminals. That's April 29th. That's the executive order that is a seven-part section.
I get you. But
They've been doing that. They've been doing that.
I'm talking about make sure we are prepared for this fight we asking for.
What have they done any different, ma'am? What have they done? Or if they've been doing it, and now he got. First of all,
no, they can now just do everything. They can knock on your door and kill you. And what
they've been doing that.
They've been doing that.
now it's about to be 30
What did we do?
They just did that to a Black woman. They just went in her kitchen and did the same thing you just said. When the Democrats were in office, they just did that to a Black woman. Miss Brown, do you remember? Do you remember Miss Brown?
Let me tap in real quick. Y'all. Because Joe Biden ran that 95 crime bill, and it wasn't nothing nice to the Black community.
I'm a victim of that crime bill.
Showed up to vote for his racist. I'm trying to be, with the word. People showed up for Joe Biden and his 94 crime bill ass. So what is we talking about?
We don't have.
Joe Biden is more racist than Trump.
We don't have
what is
an
we
option.
Talking about?
They made sure that in every political scene and every political opportunity they get, we don't get an option. They make sure that it's the less of two evils. They make sure that Blacks do not get a chance to even speak our own agendas. They make sure and ensure that they put two people that you don't get a choice. And it's just like one of the other brothers said, it's two wings on the same bird. What we have to do with the suspension of what we consider it to be, because the suspension of habeas corpus, when he said they would give the police the right to do whatever it is, you got to understand that Trump is word salad king. He said that, but he also said what he said about tariffs, and what did he do? He pushed it, then he backed it up. What is he doing to these white folks? He is giving them what they think they want, and what is he doing? Backing it up. He's putting it out there, acting like he's trying, and then backing it up. Nobody's stopping him, but he's not doing any of the stuff for them. Like he made it look like that. But what did I'm going to tell you this, Miss Brown Sugar. What did we do when he said that he could give the police that kind of power? We start putting out, never go to the second location. What else did we say? We traveling in groups. We not going. If they come after us, we got to have enough people ready to go and say, no, we ain't going. So they know we going to rebel. They know we going to rebel. It's again, he going to Pull it back. Why? Because it's not gonna work. We already sent word. When they send word, we get on this TikTok and on Instagram and we send a word back to them. Trust me when I tell you, they listening and they trying to plan, but they already know when they ran them 2 Klan members in Atlanta, bam, bam, they already know we ain't playing with them. Now they saw that they saw that young man protect himself from them twins. What did he do? He fought back. Now look at what we dealing with Rodney. We got to keep him alive. But what they finding out is, oh my God, these niggas ain't the same niggas. These ain't the same niggas.
We not our ancestors.
And it ain't about age group. It ain't about age group because I'm older. Y'all are younger. And we still saying the same thing.
Wait, we are.
We own code.
Listen, I can always.
Sister, I'm older myself.
Hold on, listen. I can always tell people mindset. When you watch a lot of media, when you consume a lot of media and you watch a lot of TV, you have a lot of fear.
Yeah, it's put in like that. They told us we don't have no options. They trying to stop us from having options, and they're trying to do it for our kids. They really ain't fooling with us no more. They trying to put this stuff in line for our children, our kids. And what's happening is the system that they had is playing into the system we have today. But the system we have tomorrow, they trying to control it. But what did them YNs do? Them YNs done sent a word. I don't know what you thought, but I'm not my grand. And we keep sending it back to them. Trust me, baby. They know.
I wish we stopped saying that because our ancestors was riders.
Come on, I'm a rider right now at my age. Me and my grandchildren. Man, I ride with my grandchildren, and I
got family members that put in work back then, so I ain't gonna.
That's why I wish people stop saying we ain't our ancestors. Damn sure ain't
my ancestors.
Y'all forgot how we get here.
Our family, the thing to do is we need to weaponize our family reunions. We need to weaponize them and let these kids know. Get your code. Put them up on code.
What we need to say is we are ancestors, but we are not them church folks. That's what we need to say.
No, okay, I'll put it that way. We not them church folks.
Hold on.
We not.
Hold on. Listen, I am my ancestors, y'all. Our ancestors were seeds. So we are the fruit of their seed. You couldn't have been here if it wasn't for your ancestors. They laid down their life so you can be here and put in work. A lot of them put in work.
Absolutely.
And guess what?
I know my people did. I know my people did. We've been active in our.
I'm not done speaking. Hold on. If you're Generation X, you are also a seed. And unless you fall into the ground and be unalive, you won't be able to bear fruit. This is the time to stand.
I'm a baby boomer.
Hold on. Okay, baby boomers, but I'm telling you, hold on. Jeez, I got a phone call. People are calling me in the middle. Listen, unless you have the ability, somebody's mic is way too much feedback. I gotta watch that feedback out. Whose mic is that?
Everybody
mute up. Let me speak. Unless you are prepared to stand on business, get out the way. Because Generation X, we have the ability to stand on business and change the precedents of the future, especially with these young folks. They need the example. Now, we got some riders up under us. These young folks, they believe me when I tell you, they some riders, but they need direction. And we have to pave the lane that they can all go through and make it through and fit. Because this Trump, however you think, good, bad, or indifferent, Trump is a necessity for black people right now because he's taking mute up, brother. Do not come off mute or I'm gonna start dropping people. Okay? Listen, Trump is a necessity right now because he is part of our codification. He's making people wake up to see that, hey man, we got to get on code, and we have an opportunity to do it without being bothered. That's the difference. Every time we try to get on code, we had the Democratic Party making sure we never get on code. But guess what? That regime is gone. that regime that was hindering us and making sure we don't get on coal by co-opting everything we start from the grassroots, they're gone. They're getting up out the paint.
They still here, bro.
After they are still here, but let him go
right in your live stream.
Going after,
Yeah, and they building statues in Times Square of black women.
Listen, and that's nonsense. But listen, get them all up out the paint. Let Trump do what he's supposed to do. He's not going to do everything we want him to do, but he's going to do enough of what we need him to do. And all we got to do is take the time and get on code fully.
If they let Trump do what you're saying Trump can do for black people, then it's not enough fighting us.
Ma'am. Again, we're not dealing with fear monger.
𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗀𝗶cie
We're not dealing with fear monger, and we're not dealing with the Democratic Party. I'm telling you, as black people, if you're on code with your people, you have delineated from the Democratic Party. We are not party over lineage. We are lineage.
I'm saying that this year, since Trump has gotten, I admit, too much. I'm thinking about that, what you just said, because since Trump has gotten president and what he's doing, I'm kind of shaky. I'm with you when he said he's doing something for black people, what we probably need or what we asked for. But is he doing it for the right reason? I'm shaky with Trump.
I would say he's not really doing nothing for black people, but he ain't really harming us neither.
He ain't harming us.
This Democrat Party been harming us for years.
It's been harming us. It takes so much because so much
years been harming us.
Yeah,
if you
viral.
Can't see that, then you blind.
No, I see it, but when Obama and Donald Trump started fighting, Donald Trump was behind saying, hell no, excuse me, Obama can't get nothing. No, I don't want Obama to get it. When you
Obama
say too much,
was a token black, ma'am.
Yes, he was a token black.
Not who he said he was.
He gave us 2 things.
He wasn't
I'm
FBA.
the president for everybody.
He wasn't FBA.
He wasn't FBA.
Hey, let me say this one thing.
Saluting Obama, man. You part of the
Democratic
Party.
The Democratic Party is strictly for our grandmothers and our black women.
And
that's
it took
who
a long time to
they
get
don't
what they
service
wanted.
us. They don't service black men. Like, why are we voting for the Democrats?
So
what are we voting for?
Obama was a plant. Obama was a plant anyway.
For the black
he
man?
came out of
They don't do anything for us neither. So we don't vote for nobody.
Obama gave us 2 things out of the 8 years.
Nobody.
The education and the degree.
Nobody.
So you basically just washing away.
Grady, I'm gonna let you speak, Grady. You're gonna get the floor right now, Grady. Who are you? Where's your family from, brother?
My family from South Carolina, and I'm
you
57 years old.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 57 years old.
Okay, you're 57 years old, and your family's from South Carolina. Your roots has always been in the United States, or you have any roots outside the United States?
Well, now I guess I do because I did ancestry, so I traced me back to Africa.
Okay, okay, but any of your living ancestors come from Africa?
Everybody's shit go back.
No.
Okay, then let me interpret that for you. You're not from Africa, sir.
Yeah, I know that.
If you were from Africa, you'd have living relatives today.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I just said just what I just traced back. That's what I'm just saying.
Okay, so everybody's DNA, they're going to always tell you come from there because they don't want you to connect with the land here. That's the pond.
That's true.
They don't want you to connect with the land from here. Okay, so now that we got that out the way, go ahead, son.
Oh yeah, well I was just listening to y'all, man. Y'all got some good stuff, both sides. This side, and like I say, I'm where I am in California now, and I see why a lot of people, they go against Harris. I understand. Like I said, that's the thing. People listen, but they see me. I'm the type of person. I don't work in like 25 states in this country, and I go and see, and I definitely see why a lot of BLK like us are upset with both parties because like I said, but we need to, like you say, come together and take one section at a time and move forward together, man. You know what I'm saying? And like y'all say, this ain't back in the 60s. It's gonna be totally different if they gonna try. Yeah, like what you push it up now. That's definitely gonna be different. You know what I'm saying? hey, if the young people need some guidance, I'm always open for conversation, man. To tell you what, like I said, I don't know everything, but I know some things, and I land my plane.
So this is what I'm saying.
That's respect.
We have to lead the charge because we know better. Generation X, we made our mistakes already. We got wiser. We know exactly what's happening. We know exactly what's happening to the generation, and we know exactly what's happening to the current generation right now. So we got to stand on business. We got to be the loudest voices in the room, and we're still young enough and strong enough to where we can do it. Now, when we start getting 70, 80 years old, that's a whole nother, that's different. We're in our 40s and our 50s, and we still got it. We still can wring some heads if we need to. So it's time that we stand on business. All we got to do is start building the infrastructure. We have to pioneer this thing. We got time to do it. We don't got a lot of time. But we got enough time. We got to work with the time that we have.
What?
Hold on, I got to mute you up, brother. Listen, it's loud. It's loud in the background. Listen, we don't got a lot of time, but we got enough time, and we got to work with the time that we have, and we got to pave the way. We got to fully stand on business, come out of this system, and start building the infrastructure to come that the young people can gravitate to, and the young people are going to make the platforms pop. We need our own platform. We need to build that infrastructure to get our own platform, and then guess what? The young people are going to come and make it pop. That's what they do. Especially if you got that foundational Black American spirit in you, the influence is with you. The influence is with our youth. They're going to make it pop, but we got to lay down the foundational bricks that they can build upon from here on in.
That's the key. That's the key word, bro.
We're already strong. We already showed that we got power here. We got to keep using it and make sure we're standing on business. Create the building blocks of righteousness, and the youth are gonna follow that.
Bro,
and you got to
wait.
Hold on. Key word, foundation.
Hold on. Let me speak real quick. The youth are leading the way, bro.
We are.
All we gotta do is stay on point. But the youth are leading the way. And that's what these politicians are afraid of, because they see the bullshit that's going on and they not following along with it. I come into a lot of these spaces on TikTok, and like I say, it's like bizarro world. Certain topics, we agree on some stuff, but when it comes to the Democrat Party, we see who is who. I ain't no fan of the Democrats at all, or the Republicans. Neither one of them been on our side. So if you in this chat and you claiming Democrat, you part of the problem. Those ain't shields. Never been a highlight of us.
We got Democrats.
I'm only thinking of changing my party this year.
I didn't say no names.
Because I said I'm a Democrat. I voted for Kamala.
The Democrats,
yes, I did.
They lost.
They
are
did.
So lost right now.
You don't have to change. You don't have to change your
reparations.
Party.
Why are the Democrats talking about reparations right now?
Man, you don't have to change.
Why
you don't have to
Democrats
change your
talking
party.
reparations right now? Because they know if they don't switch up their game plan, they might not ever see that White House.
That's what I'm saying.
When you
right
speak
there.
out against the Democrats, people think, "Oh, you conservative, you're a Trump supporter." I ain't neither. I damn sure ain't gonna support no party that ain't really never did nothing for us.
Never. And all I'm saying, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Nothingness.
They try to make you think that they did something. They keep
we don't need no
abortion.
So what you doing, Drew?
Some of these old.
I'm only thinking about it because I see it this year.
To just ride with that party, no matter who they throw out there.
No matter what they put, what they put.
Hold on, y'all. This is what y'all gotta understand. Hold on, man. Gary, somebody, if y'all got a lot of feedback, mute up your mic. Pop up, thank you. Mute up your mic. Okay, listen. Y'all gotta understand this, man. Listen. That the moment y'all see, if you're still gonna be saying, I'm gonna keep my party Democrat, I think you should switch it over to independent as fast as you can. But let me tell you, and we can make the independent party really crack if we did that. But let me say this, listen. If you're still on the fence, you think you can work within the Democratic Party and build something, you can. They showed you with Kamala Harris when they didn't have a primary. They just appointed someone and said, this is who we're all going to run with.
And that's what pissed me off right there.
So
That's what
that
it
alone right there should let you know,
That
get
lost
up
me.
out of there. That's a dictatorship. That ain't a
Yeah,
real
they lost me
party.
on that.
They're false. Get up out of there. Get over to the independent side real quick. And we need to have our own political party at some point. Foundational American Party, whatever we want to call it. We got to have our own party.
It's a brother on Instagram already started setting that up like 3 years ago. He set it up, a black party.
Yes. Question: who voted for whom? I didn't vote
That's
for
what
either one of them.
trying to do before they got him.
So all I'm saying is that's all we got to do, man. Come up. Listen, Democratic Party is a party of LGBTQ and feminism. That's the only people who benefited. That's the only people who benefited.
They took it over. They took it over.
I'm sorry.
And single black women.
And immigration. That's it. If you're
immigration,
if you're LGBTQ, if you're down with feminism, that's your party, and that's why you vote for them. But if you are involved in any of those things and you put that above your lineage, we don't rock with you. I'm sorry. If you put any of those groups above your lineage, we can't rock with you. Let's hear from
anybody that's telling you to vote for that party, man, get them out the paint. Don't listen to nothing they saying. Get them out the paint.
That's the problem. And what the issue is with our young people is that these old folks need to soul. A lot of them that done sold out, they still won't move. They won't get out the way and let these youngsters.
They are lost.
Yeah.
And if you argue with them on that party, you wasting your fucking time.
Yeah, I don't even argue with them because they're gonna go. They go blind and mute. They go blind and mute when it comes time to vote. All they want to do
you don't have enough votes though. You don't have enough votes to do the independent thing. You just don't have enough.
Well, the point is that if we start doing what we said we would do, and that's
having enough votes, the point is to disrupt their vote.
Yeah, but you're not going to disrupt the votes. That's not going to work, man. It's not going to work.
Yes,
they've been trying that since I started voting, man.
You disrupting that vote, bro.
If you have an agenda that we say we will support and everybody jump on board, we don't have to worry about them. Because if you say, are you going to give it to me or are you going to give it to me? Who going to give it to me? This is what I want right here. This is what I want right here. I want this.
Listen to Malcolm X, the ballot or the bullet. Listen to Malcolm X, the ballot or the bullet, because it sounds like he said it yesterday. You listen to that speech he said, and it'll sound like he said it yesterday. He said we vote Democrat because we chumps, we suckers. And it just rings so true to me, like he said it to me yesterday.
Let me say this one thing. Our vote is our consent to be subjected to this system, no matter which way you vote. So if we as a collective not give them our consent and we don't vote, we will disrupt the whole voting process. That's the thing. We have to clip all of them. We have to clip all of this in the bud. We have to quit voting as a whole. We have to stop participating in a system as a whole. We have to leave them drop.
8 years of Obama not doing shit for black people, it's already happening.
Because they put it out there. It's
2016 set a record for people not voting.
There's a lot of people that's been out of the voting system for a very long time. It's because they put it out there to be the lesser of two evils. And that's why I voted down ballot. I was like, you vote for the people that's going to do something for you, which is the local elections, the judges, people that affect you directly right there, the locality. But now when you start dealing with the federal government, which is what we're talking about.
Local elections, even then you have people that's not really on the same play card as
part of the system.
Absolutely. But you have a bigger voice there. You have a much larger voice locally. And when we started talking about when Sun King was trying to get the point across about moving into white tea neighborhoods instead of staying in a traditionally black neighborhood and making it work. When he was trying to get that point across, I understood what he was saying. He said that we know, and basically he's saying that without a black community, you basically don't have a black bloc vote anyway. Because I know that when people move out of the inner city and into the counties where these white tea people live, you basically blend your vote with theirs and you don't have a block. You can't vote in a party block. And so that's what the game is now, is to tell you you're living better. You're having a better opportunity, better schools. When you leave, what your ancestors left for you has been pretty much, vacated. And now we got trash in there. And it's been because of the war on drugs, how our communities were just ran through and basically left for dead. And the people that stayed and tried to have some semblance of what it used to be, but the money is not there. So then now you have immigrants moving in, because that's good for them, because where they coming from? They're looking at you saying you don't appreciate what you have. So then they operating in their own blocks. And so we got all these people operating in their blocks, but we don't operate in our block, and we next up. So they're trying to make sure that they disparage their opportunity, but we still next up. So it don't matter what they do. We next up. We got next.
Let me tell you what the issue is, okay? We're not allowed to clean up our own community. If we were allowed to clean up our own community, do you think black people would be moving out?
See, that's what I'm saying. You got people now, the Nation of Islam just marched in my community. I've been in my community 50 years, almost 60 years. As long as I've been here, I've been in my community. And I've seen it go up, I've seen it go down. I remember when we didn't even have to leave this community. All the doctors, the lawyers, everybody stayed in the same community. The pastors lived here. We had churches.
We're allowed to clean up our community. And if they just left us alone, we know how to handle our own riffraff.
See?
We know what we need to do.
They got scared.
Brothers and sisters on the block that can do it. The problem is, when we try to do something, they just go and say, "Oh, we're gonna take you to jail. Oh, we just gonna rip your family."
Right, and the preachers used to go up and talk to the police. The preachers used to keep you out of jail. The preachers used to go help you get a job. The preachers used to go to the city.
Brown Sugar said those gangs of black men. I say those gangs of the police.
I didn't hear you.
Hold on, man. We got loud going on. You gotta mute up.
Okay, I didn't hear what you said.
I'm back. My bad.
Brown Sugar said those gangs are black men, and I would disagree. I'd say those gangs are the police and the local politicians.
If they never looked at the gangs the way they should have, because the gangs only got active when the police started abusing black communities. They started.
Gangs that were started.
Hold on. Let's be real. I'm from California, y'all. Okay, let's be real. We got the bees and the
started for protection.
We got the bees and the seeds out here. But let me tell you what happened when tethers started coming over into our community, and we started accepting them as being black like us. That's when the gang violence became crazy. A lot of this stuff is not really coming from foundationals. I'm gonna stand on that.
I said that
we got a lot of Belizeans out here, and if you go back and look at beliefs, they come from violence, and they bring that out here.
Now
it's not all foundation. See, we have respect. See. Listen, I grew up in the hood, but our gang members, they had respect for the elders. They had sense. They understood. Hey, don't mess with this person. Don't mess with this person. This person is square. They trying to take care of business. Hey, brother, you don't need to be out here hanging with us on the block. You got scholarships coming to you. They understood to keep away some of that stuff away from the community. But you got other people that come in the community that look like us, that try to blend in like us, and most of them, like Viral Clan, they're the police. They're undercovers. They're informants. We had an informant in my gang. This brother was a straight up informant, getting paid $70K a year. always trying to show up at the meetings, always hooping and hollering, rah, rah. The main one talking about we need to go do something. Why? Because he got that quota to meet. He got to prove that he's worth the money that they paying him. So we got to get you to do some dirt and do some time so you can get locked up and he can stay free. They'll take him to jail for some days, sit him down, and then they'll let him right back out because
Right back out. I saw that.
He's snitching and he's telling, and you don't ever want to talk around this guy, but it's the main brother that wants to get in on the action. You watch out for those people that are talking greasy and grimy and crazy and want you to do something. They the police.
Thank you.
And they're not going to do the time. You are.
That's what happened to our community right there. They kept talking about COINTELPRO, and I was like, most of these people are from this community. From this community. And so when we started fighting, we started finding out. Now this is in the 80s. And in the 80s, when the crack hit the ground down south, it really messed us up. And when it did, here come Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans, and Colombians. And what they did was they killed all the drug dealers, all the local drug dealers and club owners, shot them up. And the police then had the right to come into our communities, and they pretty much just pushed everybody out. So even the good people got dragged off, and they weren't even bad boys.
Yes, people who get the block hot, those are not necessarily foundational.
No, they took that opportunity. They killed all the club owners. They killed all of them.
You can't use the K word, fam. You can't use that's twice you use it. Gotta use unalive.
Okay. They unalive most of the people that was running clubs. They unalive people that threw the parties, the house parties, the big block parties. They found out who was in charge. Some of those young women died. They cut they cut two girls up and throw them in the they cut their hands off and feet off and throw them in the lake, and they couldn't swim. It was a whole lot going on back then.
You gotta be TikTok friendly, man.
I'm sorry, they unalive. I'm sorry, they unalive.
Hey, everybody.
They did a lot, and they put fear in the community. They put fear in the community. We lost our community. I'll lay my opinion there.
Okay, y'all, I gotta go to work, and y'all be good. I'll be checking back with y'all, man. I love what y'all do, man. Just keep me posted.
Yes, thank you. No problem.
When you start talking about putting people on code, people don't want to be on code, because when you put them on code, they have to be responsible and accountable, and they don't want that. People want to throw trash out and say something, but when you ask them to back it up.
Let me tell you, the biggest enemy that we got to deal with in our community is emotionalism. Too many of us are moved by our emotions. Too many of us get in our emotions, men and women. Y'all, the moment you get in your emotions, you lose. When emotions are high, intelligence is low. We got to stay in our logic.
That's right.
That's how we're gonna combat and win and stay codified. We can't allow ego to all that. We can't allow emotion to mess with us.
And that's what we're dealing with.
That's how the Democratic Party has been able to control the black community for so long.
Right.
Because all they got to do is create an emotional situation. We get emotional about it, and then we start thinking everything is this, everything, and it's really not that. It's a game that's being played. They're leading us to slaughter right there by using our own emotions against us. We can't trust our emotions.
They put crumbs on the table. They put crumbs on the table. And if you don't go for the crumbs, they snatch the crumbs up and then go tell everybody that they tried. Really?
Exactly.
You tried.
So come up out of that Democratic Party, come up out of political even thinking, and get on code with your lineage. That's how you're going to survive these next 5, 10, 15 years coming. It's going to be within your lineage. We got to get the people who are trying to be on the inside, who are not us, put them back on the outside. No more invites to the cookout, man. We got to have codified language for the cookout, man, so we know who's who. Because
they weaponizing the cookout.
These people are cosplaying as us. They're on TikTok cosplaying as us. Right. They're doing all kinds. Oh, I'm black and I'm from Mississippi and my family. You know, they know our talking points already. So we gotta change it up and get codified so we know really who's who. I mean, listen, man. I hate to be like, but you gotta look at hairlines. You gotta look at last names,
eyebrows,
bro. You gotta look at. It's more
Yo, bro,
difficult with
they
the
be on
women
these
because all
lives
of them
talking
got
about
lace
we.
fronts. Yeah, we
Do
got
say we. They do
With
say we.
foreign
I was
flags
like,
in their
what?
profile. With
We
foreign flags in their profile.
and saying we.
Listen, we got to watch out, man, because these people mean us harm. They're not here for us. They're here for self. If you fled your homeland and came here, you're selfish. You're tribal. And you're bringing that with you to the United States, and we don't want any of it. We would prefer that you stay and deal with your people in your homeland and get your homeland cracking. That's what all foundational Black Americans are telling to all you non-FBAs out there. Go back home and deal with your people. You have a Moses syndrome. You have a dilemma. Either you kick it as the king and queen of Pharaoh or Egypt, or you go down to where your people are suffering and build them up. You need to be like Moses and go back to your people and build them up. Take all the game you learned here and take it back over there. Quit getting in our politics. That's why anybody with a foreign last name, you're not getting in. We're not
Bro,
voting.
you know they ain't never going back home, bro. Stop playing.
It's what Brown Sugar was saying. No boots on the ground. No
We
boots on
know
the
that,
ground.
but we gonna apply that pressure.
They're not gonna put no boots on the ground. They ain't got
going back home,
I'm
bro.
saying there
Stop
is
playing.
none. When I just mentioned this executive order, and y'all said scared. No, I ain't mentioning nothing about scary. Ain't nothing scary about me. I'm saying be prepared. And and if we being real, it's a whole bunch of black people that's not prepared for what's coming their way. So I'm not speaking of from no fear tactic. I'm saying be aware, be
What we
prepared.
gotta be worried about?
Be prepared.
I mean, we done
Be
dealt with
prepared.
hell.
I'm not saying being
We
worried.
done
I'm
dealt
saying
with
be
hell
prepared.
over these
I'm saying be
centuries.
prepared.
So,
I'm saying if
so
somebody
what's the
come
next
knock on your
couple of
door
years
with a
gonna?
thing in your
What
face,
we
you
gotta
better
fear
have
the
another
next couple of
thing
years?
back
We
for
You
their
better
gonna
be
get
face. Is
this
what I'm
prepared.
done.
saying.
You
Is
It's
what
better
I'm
like
be
saying.
talking a
prepared.
little bit too radical, man. But
Brown
when you start
sugar.
talking
No,
like
y'all
that,
no radical. Did
yeah,
you? I
when you
just
start
told
Brown
you
talking,
about the
sugar.
executive
brown
order
Where
that
the
sugar,
just
when you
radical
gave
start
them
from?
that.
when you start
So
talking
why
like
wouldn't you
that,
have a
man,
weapon? Why
Where
wouldn't
you
you
ma'am,
have a
from, Brown
weapon?
sugar?
Why wouldn't you have a weapon?
You
ma'am, when
It's
you
supposed to
not.
start,
have a weapon.
all I gotta
Where
say
you
is when
from,
y'all
Brown sugar?
hear people start talking like that, that's the op.
Who?
That's the op.
Let
Who
me
the
let me
op?
talk to her. Brown sugar, where
Yeah,
you
she
from?
dropped.
Oh,
She
she
dropped.
bounced.
I didn't drop
Oh,
her.
she
She
straight
dropped.
bounced.
You
She
see
didn't
what I'm
sound
saying?
like y'all. She didn't sound like no op. She didn't
No,
sound like no op.
no,
Oh,
no. Did you
what?
hear what she said? When
What?
she started talking about
She
radical and all
must
that,
have not been reading the comments because her comments while we
yeah,
was talking was just going
was
all over the
crazy.
place.
Listen, this is a woman that sounds like she hate her own people.
She just one
We
of those
not on
kind that
code.
see the other side.
Asking where she from
No,
and she bounced.
hold on. Seeing the other side is one thing, but the way she was talking, that's the op. When you start hearing people talking about, oh, we need to get off, we need to come in with pew pews ablazing, and we got to do. When you start hearing people talk like that on this platform,
Ask them where they from and watch their
you got to
reaction.
know where you're from now, because again, if she keep pointing the finger, listen, if she don't know that we're codified, that there's enough black people on code, that's her problem. She's not doing her research. That's her problem. But if she's plugged into the grassroots and she says she ain't watched TV in 10 years, so what the heck is she watching if she ain't watched TV in 10 years? What the heck is she doing? She's definitely not plugged into
Yo,
the
Brown
grassroots.
sugar, come back up, Brown
Nobody
sugar.
can vouch for her.
I
Nobody.
Still in the
I just
chat.
felt
Come
I
back
was
up, Brown
listening
sugar.
to. I was
Yeah, come on
listening
back
Have a
up,
to.
Brown Sugar.
conversation.
Come on
It's
back
a more
up.
radical.
Hold
It's a
on,
more.
come back up,
Yeah,
Brown
Listen.
sugar. Have a
she not the
conversation
op.
with us.
She not
If
the
you're
op.
not from nowhere else, come back up and chop it up with us.
What
If you part of
I
the
picked up.
lineage, come back up.
But you
What I
can't have
picked
no
up.
Caribbean
What I
or no
picked up
African
is.
in your system if you stand on this. See, sounds like when we start talking about tethers, people get mad. Oh, they're talking about my homeland. Well,
Yeah, we are talking about your homeland because we're trying to figure out how
Come
we
back
gonna be
up, Brown
global
sugar.
African.
You know,
How we gonna have global African power if every damn time y'all one of your good ones leave and come over here, you don't take the information back. We not going back over. We're not going over there. We don't know them folks. So if you from over there and you over here, you're supposed to take the information back. That's why we know there's not a distribution of information globally. So how are we gonna join together globally? We cannot. If you're not gonna take the information back, we ain't going over there. So I mean, how is it gonna get over there? They ain't
yeah,
gonna tell them.
Who's your people, Brown Sugar? Who is your people? Are you for the people or are you for yourself? Because your people have already got on code. We already got a grassroots network. Are you part of the grassroots network? And why aren't you?
She sound like she is part of it. She's one of the younger women, probably more radical. And I understood why she was saying we needed to prepare ourselves, protect ourselves from what's happening, because it's happening.
Protect
Is she
ourselves.
coming?
Okay, hold on. Let's entertain that. Protect ourselves from what? Go ahead.
You talking to me? Oh, yeah. See, the thing of it is that, you know, they going door to door. Really, they are going door to door looking for these immigrants, but we getting caught up in there. And on the other thing is, if you look at what's happening with Carmelo Anthony, you look at what's happening with Rodney, you know, these people are getting mad. They're taking up arms. They're doing things that they feel like the government is not doing. They're feeling like black people are taking over. I think that's probably the position that is the reason why she's saying that. You know, I think that
Where
it's
does
the
she
fact.
live? Because I'm in California. See, maybe
Yeah,
I'm not feeling it. Maybe I'm not feeling it where y'all at. Where do y'all live to where y'all feel like these white people are going to be that emboldened? Because you know what we do when they get that emboldened, we stomp them
It's
out.
over. It's over after that.
I mean, they know better not to get. They know not. I mean, they better keep it on the internet and they better just keep doing this. Let me hear from Dr. Nojab. Dr. Nojab came up and dropped. Go ahead.
Hey, okay. Let me mute.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? What's going on? What you say? Hold on. Yeah, that's me right there. No, that's me right there. That's me right there. Hold on a second. Hey, listen. You always saying something about the Democratic Party, but that's correct. We need to get off that plantation. We shouldn't be loyal to no party. We only should be loyal to our own party. Like me, I'm an independent voter as well as an independent thinker. If you voted for the Democratic Party the last time around, shame on you for that. You definitely need to analyze, you know what I'm saying, what we're going through. Kamala Harris is not black, because somebody born in Jamaica don't make her black. I mean, look at her track record alone. She was anti-black when she was the DA. And she said it out of her own mouth. I'm not going to do nothing specifically for black people. And somebody want to talk about the black agenda. When you read that so-called black agenda, you read it, it say people of color, marginalized group. Yes, the title said the word black, but when you dig into it, it's not black. It's everybody else. It's benign neglect all over again. You don't know what benign neglect is? Go Google it, study it, and that's what the Democratic Party do to us. I'm not saying the Republican get up and say, what I'm going to do for black people. I'm not saying that at all. Both parties racist. One do a smile, other one do it with a growl. If you abandon the Democratic Party, make them come around us humble with their hat in their hand, trying to give us our reparation, and give us what we really need. I land my plane on that.
All right. And here and just to piggyback on what he's saying, listen, man. If you're tapped into the grassroots, you have delineated from all parties, not just the Democrat. All parties. You can't be for your people and be riding for another party, another agenda. Your agenda is your people first. Nothing else matters. If there's no tangibles for us, I don't. Why are we even involved? What? Because
They try to make you
their
bad.
agenda is never going to be our agenda. And here's the thing I want y'all to understand. Listen, come out of the NAACP. It's not for us.
You ain't paying my money
It's
for
not
that.
for us. Okay? If you understand that the NAACP is not for us, then you also need to understand that the Democratic Party is not for us. You're not going to change it from the inside out. They have a structure already that prevents you from doing it. You're not going to do it. You're not going to change. You're not going to get into BET and infiltrate BET and make it black again. It's already what it is. Come up out of all of it, and
That's
we
right.
need to start creating our own, and it must be grassroots, foundational.
All right, let
only.
me ask you a question, brother. I like that. I like that.
Amen.
Do you feel that would still be under their construct, though? We've already have had these similar situations, but it's still under their construct, and it ends up being able to kind of uproot what we have done.
That's
I
because
feel
it
like
is
we do need
segregation.
I do feel like we do need complete separation.
That's all we have to do is segregate from this whole system. We have to denounce.
No, not segregate. We need to separate, not segregate, because you're still within that realm. We need to segregate. Separate and get our own land.
Okay.
No. Listen, no. We're not talking because all of America is our land, so we're not talking about that.
We need to separate from them.
Hold on. No. We don't want to carve out
get our own land that we can get our own resources.
This is our land.
Well, we don't have ability to utilize our resources.
No, we do. Listen,
we are under their construct.
All we got to do is come out of their system that's been oppressing us.
We have done that.
No, we haven't.
Historically, we have done that.
No, we haven't. And get into
Black Wall Street. What's that? What was Black Wall Street?
Okay. Again, that's still Black Wall Street was still connected to their system. See, understand what I'm talking about. I'm going to preach this until y'all.
Talk to me. I want to hear how you saying that you're not connected to the system. Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you.
I'm a mute.
We need a decentralized system. That's the system that we need to plug into. That's not controlled by any. If you get into banking, we already know who controls the banking. That's a system, a banking. That's a centralized system. We got to move over into the future, which is blockchain technology, which is decentralized. Everything we do needs to have something with the blockchain technology.
But we still have to pay into the tax system, though, correct?
Okay, yeah, that is. You're right. We do
So
still
we
got to pay. We do got to pay into their tax, and that's true. We can't get over that. But until then,
not be equated with any of their stuff. So that's why the tax system is the main funnel to the money that they put into the military to do the stuff that we don't agree with. So that's what I'm saying. We have to cut that area off too.
But
we can't feed them. We can't feed them and think they're not going to get stronger.
I got you. But you show me somebody who cannot pay taxes.
Listen, we got to take a stand, bro.
Once we separate, we don't have to pay taxes.
This is the dark
tax within us.
Hold on. Separate and go where?
No, I didn't say separate.
We have our own land here.
Hold on, no, not you.
Here in America, they owe us 400,000 acres right now.
Go where?
Here in America.
Who's
here in America, they owe us 400,000 acres right now.
Who's going to give us this land? Who's going to give us?
They don't got to give it. They owe us 400,000 acres as we speak.
Okay, so you're talking about reparations, right?
No, they owe us 400 acres as we speak. It's 40 acres in the mule.
So when are they going to give it to us?
Excuse me?
When are they going to give it to us?
No, we have to petition. I do have a petition. If y'all will follow me and send me a message, I will send you the petition. It's going down. And please look up the term. Please look up the term constructive trust, everyone. Okay. Look up the term constructive. If you don't know what it means, don't speak on it. Do you know what constructive trust means?
If y'all want to follow what this brother is saying, go follow his page and you go promote that over there, brother.
Anybody know what constructive trust means?
Brother, I know what a trust means. I'll tell you.
Do you
that.
know construct?
I know what a trust means. Okay, I have a financial back. I know what a living trust is. I know what a rabbi trust is. I know what
constructive trust is. Okay. You didn't say constructive yet.
Yeah, brother. Because
constructive trust.
That's a new terminology, brother, and that's something you need to.
It's very, very old.
That's something you need to push on.
Please look it up.
I will.
No problem, brother. I'm just saying, please look it up, everyone. That's all.
Definitely look it up. Everybody look up constructive trust. So again, brother, that's another thing that's not connected to the grassroots. I can tell you're not connected to the grassroots because you're starting your own thing. We already got some things going on, and if you're a foundational Black American and you're plugged into the grassroots, you know the play that we are running. The next step is really a think tank. The next step is really blockchain technology. The next step is really getting the resources and the income back into our community and keeping it in the community, getting on code with Black businesses and supporting them and building that network up.
In order to get your resources, you got to get your own land.
And that trust up. That's what you do. All this other stuff, we're going to get the land, we're going to get the money, but we got to get our system tight first.
Take it from you because you're under their construct.
We got to get our system tight first. And if we do everything in a decentralized way, they can't touch it. They can't touch a decentralized bank because they have no access to it.
Let me say this. Too much to this guy, to Ever. If you look at what's happening in America, the corporation is being liquidated. The corporation that has been running this land is now being liquidated. And if you look at the way Trump is moving, if you notice that those executive orders are basically, if you knew about a corporation and when a corporation is now liquidating, what he's doing is he's liquidating the rest of the assets that they have acquired as a board of directors on this land. If you look at it from a business perspective. And so to your credit, yes, we need our own land, but we already own it. And then what you want to say is we need to break away from the system. That's exactly what we've been saying. But what we're saying is when you take something from something, you don't leave a blank, you don't leave an empty space. You got to fill it with something. You don't just take something and not fill it with something. And what Too Much is saying, we already have a plan if people would get on board. That's basically what this is. Every other thing you're saying may have great talking points. But what you're looking at right now is the disillusion of a corporation. And we caught up right smack dab in the middle of it. And they're playing us so that we never pay attention to the fact that the corporation, the business part of the United States of America, that part is going away from us. And we're being liquidated. We are a corporation being run as a country. And it is a great a delusion. We're in a matrix. And now it's all being pulled down by the youth. They see through it and they're not playing that game. And so now we're on some other kind of ground where we need to steady ourselves and not get swept away when the corporation is completely liquidated. People are panicking because they're all plugged into the corporation. The corporation is going away and Trump trying to get him a jet on the way out the door. If you just take a look at what's happening. But people don't want to see it like that because they don't know business. They don't know what the disillusion of a corporation is. They don't know the business side of America. They don't understand that we have been colluded. They colluded against us here and that we've been overtaken by a corporate. It's all going away, but there needs to be new ground set. And what black people are doing and what we're doing and what we do on these lives and what Too Much is saying, you don't take anything away before you put something in its place.
That's right.
We need our own currency.
Wait. What are we supposed to
all that type
replace?
stuff. So we'll be able to operate with all
What
our
are we
brothers
supposed to replace white
across the black
supremacy?
diaspora.
We don't want to replace white supremacy at all.
Hold on. We have our own currency. It's called the FBA coin. It's available right now. Just go to fbacoin.org. Go check it out and go do your due diligence. I want to hear from Jazz Beauty, but before I hear from Jazz Beauty, I want to ask you a question. Okay, I looked up constructive trust. Okay, it seems like something that can be used with what we're doing, but it deals with proving that there was fraud, right?
Oh, unjust enrichment and unjust property. That's what we are. We are property that was unjustly taken, and they have taken. Go ahead, brother. I've done the study on it, but go ahead.
But you have to prove the fraud.
That's easily proved. We got stacks of paper look like Wilt Chamberlain. Come on, man.
Okay.
I mean, but read it up. I mean, don't just read the front part because you have to understand. You have to understand the property rights and things of that nature, and that's what they have on us as far as the Social Security system. We have to separate from there.
Hold on, brother. There's
okay,
a
all right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Movie on Netflix called 99 Homes. Have you seen it?
99 Homes?
99 Homes.
No, sir.
Okay, go watch that movie. And then I want you to come back to the live when I'm on again and tell me what you got from that movie because it deals with kind of what you're talking about. A lot of fraud. If y'all know about cash for keys, that's a scam.
I will do that, brother. If you promise me, you'll do a little bit more in-depth research on constructive trust.
I'm going to do it.
Thank you, brother.
That's what I do.
And I love y'all, man. I'm serious. It ain't no beef. And like I said, I love everyone. We got moves to make, and this is a small light that's happening right now. And please support Burkina Faso. Do y'all feel like y'all should support Burkina Faso?
Listen, man. I feel like continental Africans need to support Burkina Faso.
Okay, I got you.
Yo, that's an interesting conversation.
Thank y'all.
I support Burkina Faso.
I support.
Yo, check this out. Let me speak real quick.
What? They doing exactly what I want us to do.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Hold on. They're not. That's great. But Burkina Faso is not us, and we are not Burkina Faso. I don't see them saying, "Hey,
We
Black
have the
Americans, you're not
same
man."
thing
No,
going
but that
on.
don't
Yo,
mean
It's
you
the
don't
same
let
got
me
to
thing.
speak
support
on
that.
this
So
real
what I
quick.
need Burkina Faso and them to do is we gonna support him in
They
spirit,
doing it.
and
They
we're gonna
doing it.
wish that brother well because we want that brother to
This is
succeed.
this is this is why
And
I'm not FBA, bro. I'm not
hold
Hold on
FBA
one
at all.
second.
on,
I'm not
Hold on one
FBA.
hold
second.
on. We
Because
need
this is an
Africans
interesting
to support
conversation.
Africans, brother. That's what we need.
I'm indigenous American. I'm not FBA. I don't
Yo,
like
check this out. Check this out. I was in a live stream a few days ago, and the sister name, she had FBA in her name, right?
I don't like how they
I
think.
was like, and I was agreeing with her 100%, and I was like, out of all these TikTok spaces, thank goodness for you, because I was agreeing with her on a lot of things, but when she came to General Langley, oh boy, she just straight up flipped it on me because I asked her this one question.
Yeah, yeah. This is
I
this is
asked
the issue.
I asked her this one question. I said, "Did General Langley ever speak out on the oppression of the United States on his people?" And she just flipped out.
Yeah. See, they
What
gonna
did she
ride
That's a
for
say?
problem.
Michael.
If
Flipped
right,
out.
What
that's a
What did
problem,
she
FBA.
say?
They gonna
And I
ride
like
for
you
She
too
Michael
much,
flipped
all the
out.
but
way.
that's a problem.
Michael
Hold
was
on,
FBA.
y'all. Before y'all start rattling, did y'all just hear what he said? Did y'all
Yeah.
hear that question? Have we ever heard General Langley say anything about black oppression in this country?
Never.
No, never.
I
That's
Never.
the
think that I think that's your
that's the
answer
point. That
right
This is
is
the
the
there.
point.
point.
Listen, I just wanted to say we all we got to remember what we have in common. We have the common enemy. We all agree. I don't care what your beliefs are. You can be Christian, Islam, Native American, like
You got
whatever.
a lot going
We
Somebody,
on
have
in
the
your
common
but we
background,
enemy.
man.
can't
But
hear you.
listen, let
Somebody's
me just
background.
say
You got a
this.
lot going on in your background.
We gotta remember what we have in common.
Now you got to fix that background. There's a lot of clicking noises, and we can't
Yeah, we
really
can't hear you.
understand. It's very distorted. Fix that, and then you're welcome to speak. Let me go to Jazz Beauty real quick. Jazz Beauty, go ahead, Jazz.
Excuse my voice because I'm very hoarse, but I have been seeing FBA flying around TikTok and I'm interested. However, what pulls me away at times is when someone states an opinion or an idea, a thought. It seems like on every panel I go to, you're very aggressive towards that person. I think some of the people are wanting to know exactly what the code is. If you don't know about
Very
FBA,
disrespectful.
one moment. If you don't know about FBA, and if we are given some type of opinion or thought, why are we getting so much pushback when, excuse me, all of our lives as Black people matter?
Okay, hold on. Let me answer that real quick. Okay, listen. Let me give you a better understanding. FBA is a lineage. It's not a group. So what that means is you have a lineage, and you have many different people with many different opinions and ways about doing things. Lineage does not mean we all think the same.
I'm
Lineage
sorry,
does
I
not.
didn't hear that
Hold on.
last point that you said, host.
Oh, I see. Yeah, lineage does not mean we all think the same. Like Sun King down here says he's indigenous, he's not FBA. That doesn't change the fact that you're FBA, brother. You just don't call yourself FBA. You're still part of the lineage. You're either part of the lineage or you're not. You either come from where we come from or you don't. That
But
you can call yourself a
But it
FBA
Pan-African.
sounds
is
like
You
a
can
it
call
sounds
newfound term.
hold on. You can call yourself a Pan-African. You can call yourself an African American. You can call yourself black. You can call yourself Afro. You can call yourself whatever. But that doesn't mean you're not of the lineage. We just named the lineage foundational Black American. Now you can
Understandable. I understand all of that.
you can say
But
I'm an American Indian. Hold on. You can say I'm an American Indian. You can say I'm 𝗖𝗔𝗶𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗀. You can say I'm Choctaw. That don't change the fact that you're still a foundational Black American.
but
That
that is
doesn't
a new
prove
term. It's
anything.
not. It's a new
It
term.
is. It's just a new. It is. It is. But it doesn't change
So
the
it can't
lineage.
make it a
Now
lineage
hold
if it's a
on.
new term.
Now hold on. Now hold on. Now hold on. Let me finish. Okay. Now, you're going to have many different types of people from a lineage. And they're going to say many different things. And all we're trying to do is get everybody to get on codified language. Get everybody codified. If you want to know what the code is, guess what? Click the link in my bio and download the FBA code.
Okay, thank you for that.
It explains exactly how we should be dealing with each other. There's no ambiguousness about it. It's called FBA code. Just go download it. It's free. It's gonna say it's through a company called, or through a platform called Gumroad. All you gotta do is type 0 in the dollar amount. Type 0 in the dollar amount and click I want this, and you will download the copy of the FBA Code of Honor and the FBA code. That's what you need to do. That will help you out. It deals with direct. We even have a treaty amongst each other. We even have an FBA treaty. How we need to deal with each other. How we need to be treating each other. We need a treaty when it comes to each other because we come from many different states. They're the northern part. They're the southern part. They're the eastern part. They're the western part. We got to have a treaty with each other because we have many different cultures, even though we're the same people inside of FBA. You understand? We have many tribes inside of FBA. We got to know how we on the West Coast might do it a little bit different than y'all do it on the East Coast. You brothers from the South might do it a little bit different than brothers do it from the North. We got to know how we can do business with each other and how we can go about conducting business with each other in a peaceful manner amongst each other. Then when we get at these Africans, we got to do the same thing. We need a treaty. How are we going to treat you Africans, and how are you Africans going to treat us? And there has to be respect off tops. Yes, indeed. There has to be respect. So this is how we're going to treat. So no more scamming us when we go over there, when we go to y'all country, and y'all just be scamming us because we're American. We can't have that, or we can't do any business, period. Because if you scam one of us, you scammed all of us. That's just how it is. So we have a conduct. So all this stuff, listen, I got it all laid out on my platform. Just click the link in my bio under the link tree, and you'll see my books I got there. Okay, you can buy my books. Why ball on a budget when you can budget and ball? I preach all the time. I preach in budget. If you can't save $1,000 a month, you're broke.
Let me ask you this question. Too much.
You can't save $1,000 a month. You are broke.
Let me ask you this question,
Okay,
Mr.
can I say something before you say it, John? King, please. Okay, because I've been sitting up here for a long time, and I've been patient.
Okay, go ahead, Jay.
As I was sitting here, and I go on different FBA, TikTok platforms, it's abrasive. And how do you want people to join when it's abrasive towards people that wants to understand and be on the same level? I don't feel that is, excuse me.
Racist? What do you mean racist? How can we be
Oh,
racist?
no, I'm not saying racist. I didn't say racist at all. I said, I'm sorry, I'm hoarse. I said abrasive.
Abrasive.
Okay,
Yes.
I got you.
It's like with brown sugar. She was stating something that was an opinion. But excuse me, I'm not disrespecting you, Viral. Please let me speak. I don't have much of a voice. I'm sorry. When she was speaking on what she felt, it was pushback against her. And that's where you're going to lose a lot of us that wants to be conjoined together. Your ideology of what you want to do is recommendable. However, if you're giving pushback, abrasiveness, and attacking people, how do you think you're going to join people together?
No one is
Who have I attacked?
We are establishing our lineage the same way Haitians established their lineage, the same way Jamaicans established their lineage, and everybody else, Nigerians, Ghanaians, everybody established their lineage. But when it comes to us establishing our lineage, now we have a problem. I'm listening to this. I'm reading these chats. And Brown Sugar, you got a real problem with foundational Black Americans. I don't know what that's about. I wish you
if you're
come up and just
anti-black,
voice your
if
opinion.
you're a Black American and you're anti-black, we don't rock with you. If you're a Pan-African, we're probably not really going to rock with you because to be a Pan-African, you must be anti-black. Oh, we don't have no culture. You agree with the Africans when they say we don't have no culture. We need to assimilate to the African culture. When what culture does an African have? You tell me what an African culture is, because all we see is them fleeing. All we see is them just tribalism. That's their culture. They don't have nothing global that we have. Everything we do is global. Everything we do is accepted all across the board. We're the most innovative and influential people on the planet freaking Earth. So that's our culture.
Understandable.
What's
They took
their
everything
culture that you want us to join to that has to do with Africa? Listen, if anything, Africa, you need to establish yourself as somebody greater than what the world sees you. Because when white supremacy,
That's the issue.
Hold on. When white people come at us, you know what they use against us? Well, go back to Africa. You know, blah, blah, blah. I'm not African. You can't send me to Africa because I'm not African. And just because they do things over here in Africa, that has nothing to do with what Black Americans do over here in Black America. We've actually created stuff in the last 200, 400 years. What have they created? We're still waiting.
What have we got credit for? What have we got credit for? What have we got credit for, brother? This is the fight that Burkina Faso and them fighting. Because they have taken every invention that we had.
You sound like a Pan-African, and if you want to ride for that team, go right ahead.
Hey, stop the labeling. Stop labeling, man. The labeling is the problem.
Right ahead, brother, because
We're tired.
He's a
Pan-African.
That's what White T do. White T.
We're tired of people cosplaying as Black Americans. If you call that abrasive or whatever,
Come on, host. Let me ask you.
People
Ask him some
if
questions.
you want to be African so bad, go move over there.
Can y'all hear me better now?
I mean, that's exactly the issue. What you're doing right now, and I'm glad that you're representing because that's what you make the statement what everybody's talking about.
See, that's
the problem.
This is
Can
why
y'all hear me better now?
Let me explain.
Hold on. And listen, I got to end the live soon. So I'm gonna give everybody.
We can hear you, Jules.
Hi, I changed my
I just want to say
one thing.
I just want to say one thing for everybody to go. Who is more, when it comes to FDA, who is more powerful than the president in Burkina Faso?
He's not over FDA. What are you talking about? Who's more powerful? We're more powerful.
I'm just saying, who is more powerful than that? Who would you give an example of that's in the FDA culture? Would you compare Tariq Nasheed to the president?
I can name a dozen people. Whether they hear
I'm talking about in present day. In present day.
Great question.
Can I just interrupt for a sec? Can y'all hear me better?
You can't name nobody moving like that. Militantly like that.
Answer the question.
Hold on. That brother is a 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗀𝗶cie Hold on, it's real loud in your background. You got to move to a quieter place. That brother did a 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗀𝗶cie That's why he's in the position he's in. He did a 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗀 on the old.
Yeah, you gotta do that sometime. Yeah, you gotta do that. Yeah, and I'm glad he did it.
Yeah. And nobody.
I think everybody in the realm
saying nothing. But as a collective group, I'm gonna tell you right now who's more powerful than Burkina Faso.
All right, go ahead. Tell me.
Who's more powerful than Kendrick Lamar?
You crazy. You done lost your mind. He ain't got no land, no resources, nothing, man. You crazy.
No, but that ain't. But that's not.
That's
not a comparison.
Influence is everything, brother. And I'm saying we got more influential people here. This brother is gaining influence, but we have.
You said Kendrick Lamar, a musician.
Listen to me.
Oh my God.
Listen to me. If Kendrick Lamar ever steps up and says, "Hey, man, I support Burkina Faso, and I want my people to support
Lamar.
And I'm gonna go over there." Do you know how many people he's gonna? You know how many eyes he's gonna get to look over there?
So Kendrick Lamar is y'all leader, and you saying he has this much power?
You can't.
Hold on. Time out. I could have said Kanye, but he's a little, and people are
talking about musicians, man.
Right. That was a
They don't lead nothing. They do not lead nothing.
They made sure that, but you can't. But you're looking over the fact fact that black leaders have been assassinated. Now ask us who we been had. We had a Malcolm X. We had Dr. Martin Luther
No,
King.
we're not
We
talking
had
about. We're
people
talking about
that had
present day.
influence.
Fanny,
They're
we're
dead.
talking about present day.
Okay, I'm gonna tell
Well,
you somebody who.
and they're
I'm gonna tell you
gone,
somebody
and
who's
they're
more
gone, and
powerful.
they made sure that they were not. They made sure that they did not get replaced.
Hold on.
They made sure that.
I'm gonna tell you somebody who really carries some weight, and that a lot of black people respect. Farrakhan, brother. That brother is a righteous brother.
Come on now. He's not. All he do is talk.
Well,
We'll believe
I'm
that.
trying to. I'm interested to
Does
see
he?
how many. I'm interested to see
That
how
brother
many
got
people.
that brother leads me.
Does he have?
Nah,
Does
I
he
ain't
have
with all
any
that.
resources?
You got to
for
get
his
somebody
people?
other than a religious leader.
Does he have
We
any?
need
But you
somebody.
all,
We need boots
I
on
mean,
the
I
ground.
think that it's
We
unfair.
need some
I think
boots on
it's
the ground.
unfair for you to
Farrakhan is a
even
powerful
say it. I
leader.
think it's unfair for you to even ask that
Farrakhan, a
question.
leader of
It is
men,
completely unfair for you to ask that
disrespect
question.
that brother.
You're talking about a country
Listen,
against our country. We are
again,
a
if
part of
he
this
wants to,
country, and you're
let me
comparing us to
let me
a
tell you
whole
who else
nother
is more
country.
powerful. Let me
No, we're
Unfair.
not riding with these white supremacists, Fanny. What is
Let
wrong
me
with
tell you
you?
like this. Let me tell you
You
like this.
living with these white
I
supremacists,
don't give
son
a shit,
King.
and I'm behind enemy lines as well.
Okay, but you can't compare that to. You can't compare where we are to where they are.
Hold on, I
He's
gotta mute
saying as
people
far
up
as a black
because I
leader.
gotta speak.
He
Hold
said as far as
on.
a black leader, who cares that weight? That's
I'm gonna tell you right now, General Langley is more powerful than Burkina Faso because he has the American government behind him.
no.
Yes, he does.
He's a
General
servant.
Langley.
No,
He's
he's
almost
not
like
at
a
all.
house
Doesn't
servant.
matter.
No,
He's a
He's
he's
a
house
not.
servant.
servant that has more power.
He's a
No,
servant for
he's
white
not.
tea.
Then why
He's
isn't
a
he pop
servant for
off
white
yet?
How
tea.
are you
Then why
gonna
haven't he
He's
popped
a
compare
off
a
yet?
servant for white
land?
tea.
How are you gonna
Doesn't
compare
matter.
his land, that
He's
land
a
to
servant
our
to white
land?
See,
tea.
this is the
Doesn't
problem.
matter.
He's a servant
Doesn't
to white
matter.
tea.
Doesn't matter.
How are
He
you
has more
comparing
power.
that? How are you comparing? How are you
Hold
comparing
on.
a whole nother country
Yeah,
to our
hold on.
country?
Because he's an
There's no
op.
way.
You sound. That's why nobody. Let me tell you right now. You're never gonna get Black Americans to follow you when you start talking that Pan African stuff. So you go
Nah,
ahead and do
we ain't
that.
talk about no Pan
That's
You
American
not
go ahead
true.
and do
either.
You
That's
that,
not
don't.
true.
and good
You
luck.
got about two
Yeah,
There's
good
brothers
no
up
luck.
here right now.
argument.
I
Good
said,
luck.
y'all,
Good
it's two
luck.
sides of this coin, brother.
Good
Let
luck.
me
You
speak
Good
real
cannot
luck.
quick.
compare
Let me,
that
let me,
country to
Yeah,
this
let
land.
me
we not.
speak
No
on
comparison.
Ibrahim
Hold
Toure
on.
real
Everybody
quick.
mute up. I want to
Hey,
hear
we
from
go
Hold
through
on,
we
Jewel
go through the
Star. Hold
same
on.
thing that they go
hold
through.
on,
Everybody mute up.
hold
I
on.
want to hear from Jewel Star. Everybody mute up. Jewel Star, you got the floor. Can you come off your mic? Jewel Star, can you come off your mic?
Thank you so much. I'm gonna try to. I'm. I have a little echo, but I just wanted to say we got to stop this. It's okay to learn about Ibrahim Chahori. It's not going to hurt you, and then let it go. We argue about too much. It doesn't make sense. It makes us all look stupid. Now listen. I go to all these lives. I learn a lot. I respect this live. I agree with 99% of things that are said. I go to different other lives. I agree with 99% of things that are said. We have things in common. You got to let go of the noise that doesn't serve us. We have a common enemy and a common goal. It doesn't matter what you call yourselves, FBA, Native American, African, Caribbean. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. The colonizer is the enemy, and you must learn about what's happening in Burkina Faso. It's not going to
Thank
hurt
you.
you. You don't have
Thank
to
you.
agree or disagree, but you need to know what's going on in the world. It will help you. I promise you. It's not going
Listen,
to hurt you
learning
to keep an
about
eye.
okay,
And you
somebody.
and one more thing, you can know about multiple things at one time. All he's saying is be aware. I promise you, it's important. That's all.
Oh, okay, great saying that, but we're aware. We know what we are. We have already learned
But
about
don't
Burkina Faso.
just
We are watching. Listen, foundational Black Americans are watching what Burkina Faso is doing. We are supporting him in spirit. That's all. We're saying continental Africans, we have stood up for y'all for too much, and we're not taking the disrespect. Now, what we're saying continental Africans, your biggest problem is your tribalism. Fix that. Get on board with Burkina Faso, and we hope and wish you guys well. We're focused on us
That's why you have to
here
pay
in
attention.
America.
That is ending.
that's
You're
like
not paying
us
We're focused
attention.
saying
on us
that's like
here
us
in
saying if
America.
you Jamaican,
What you guys need to worry
to hell
about
with
is
your
China.
Jamaican
What
ancestry,
you guys need to
to
worry
hell with your
about is
Caribbean
China
ancestry.
and Russia swooping in and making sure that they are actually doing what's good for y'all and not trying to do what the colonizer was doing to y'all. Okay, that's what I wanted to worry
And
about.
you know we
Y'all got
do you know we
China
live with the
and
colonizer?
y'all got Russia who
Do
are
you know we
backing
under the
y'all up.
colonizer right now?
But that's why it's important because he's stopping the
And then y'all got to
colonizer.
worry
Do
about.
you understand?
Hold
Watch him
on.
because he's stopping the colonizer. That's
It's
all.
good. Exchanging one
We
colonizer
have
for
been
another
colonized,
one
sir.
is no
Are you
fucking
admitting that we have been colonized?
Listen,
Are you in
man.
admitting that we have been colonized?
What is it
Brandon
that you
Fred's in
want?
the
What
haven't
is it
West,
that
stopped
you
our
want to
colonizing.
hear?
Russia and
We
China
haven't
is
stopped
no
our
fucking
colonizing.
What
different.
is it? What
All
is
we
it
do
that
is
you're trying
talk.
to do? What is it that you want to hear? What
Yeah.
is it that you want us to say here, Son King and Ever? What is it that you want to hear us
We want
say?
us to. We want us to do. We want a black president to do what he's doing over there for his people. Okay, that's what we want to do. Because all we got in our communities are people who get on panels and talk all damn day. That's all FBA
Brother,
do.
hold on, brother.
Yes,
Let me
yes,
tell
yes,
you.
yes,
Okay, hold
yes.
on. Okay, let me get started with that real quick. Hold on. All we got is brothers that talk on the panel all day. On this panel,
We're trying to
I don't.
liberate. We're trying to liberate our people.
Hold
Okay,
on.
but what I'm
Listen, hold
saying
on.
is
With
that
what?
you're saying that we
You're
don't
gonna
have
liberate your
anybody.
people. Hold on. You're gonna liberate your people with what? What military do you have that you're gonna liberate your people? You tell me. Do we have a military like Burkina Faso have
Yeah. I'm just
that
trying to
put us
understand
to be
what is it
controlled
that
and
you want?
wield at our power right now? Are you insane?
So that's what it
Are you
is.
insane? You need to
Brother,
go
too
over
much. Can
there
I speak
Is
for a
that
second?
what it is?
So
and fight with
basically, you
Burkina
talking
Faso.
fear tactics. You
Hey, brother,
talking
too
fear
much.
tactics
Can I
like, hey,
No,
speak?
man,
we're
this is,
The
asking
you
fear
know,
you
all
what.
they
mongering.
do is say,
What
oh,
is
we
it?
supposed to be
We're
scared.
asking you what you meant by we don't have anybody here that is in any way
That's that
compared
Pan
to
Africanist
Israel.
talk.
I'm
That's
just
Brother,
that
trying
too,
to
Pan
understand
Africanist talk.
where.
Can I explain? Can I explain? Let me explain.
I
I
think we
got him, brother.
assimilated into white supremacy too much. I think FBA assimilated into white supremacy a little bit too much. And
What?
I believe you see no difference in I believe you think this is your government. This is your military. No, this is not your military. They will use this military right against you anytime, Miss Fanny. Anytime too much, you get out of line. This
So
military
where's
will
your
use you
military at,
against you.
brother?
Okay,
can
It's
I
already
add
there.
something to that?
Goddamn
well, wait
business.
a minute. Wait a
Hold on.
minute. Let him get
Can I
through.
add something to that?
Let him finish.
No,
I
bro,
need to
we
hear
are
what he's
minding
We
our
saying.
own
don't have a
goddamn
we don't
business.
have a
We ain't
nation.
worried about what the fuck Fino and Conso or
I
what
got
the
a
fuck
Wait,
military.
ever
wait a
goddamn
minute. We
military.
need to
Hold
hear
on.
what he's. I'm trying to get an understanding as to
No.
how.
Hold on. I gotta mute everybody up real quick. Everybody gotta mute up real quick. Listen up, man. Son King, I'm rocking with you, brother, but you're sounding like a tether. I'm gonna just keep it a buck, brother. I'm gonna just keep it a buck, man. I don't like people cosplaying. That's one thing. And Everett, you sound like a tether too, brother. I don't like people cosplaying, coming here acting like they down with us, and then all of a sudden y'all really somebody else. And Jewel Star, I'm rocking with you too, but it's questionable. Okay, it's getting kind of questionable right now. I don't know who's
Hey,
who.
brother, I'm down with you. I'm down with all, but it's a common oppression that you not recognize.
What it is,
We
we don't give
know
a fuck
we
about what's
know
going
who the
on over there
hold
right
on.
now because
We
that don't
know
affect our immediate
we know who
circumstances,
the
bro. It just
oppressor
don't.
I'm
is.
trying to see. I'm just
I'm
trying to see
telling
what they're talking
you,
Too
about.
much. What is
Well,
it that you're hearing
you
that
know
makes
what?
you
You
think
know what?
someone is
I mean,
Everybody
you
against
on
all
you?
are all over in
we on
Africa. We
totally
here
hold
to
on,
hear.
agree.
man.
We're not FBA no
Hold
more.
on.
That's
Too
Hold
much.
crazy.
What
on.
is offending you?
Listen. I'm gonna tell you
What is
right
offending
now.
you? What is
When
offending you?
y'all,
That's a good question.
I'm
What is
not
offending you,
offended.
brother?
I'm not offended. But when you start talking
Nothing
about
offending us. What's offending
when you start
you?
talking, hold on. When you start talking about Ibram Torre is a better leader than we got over here, I got a
Yes.
problem with that.
Well, you
When
don't
you
have to
start talking
accept it.
about
Well, let's listen to the
what
facts.
have we done,
You have a
brother?
All right,
problem
We've
with? Tell
been
me
We
what you
are
have a problem with.
we are
let's
years
listen to the
ahead.
facts. Hold
We
on,
are
please.
years
Let me say
ahead.
something.
Hold
Let
Hold
on.
on
let
for a
too
Listen,
much
second.
finish. Let too much
listen.
finish.
Y'all can't be talking over me, man. I'm gonna start dropping people. Don't be disrespectful. We've been standing on business since day one in the belly of the beast, bro. You're not gonna have some Johnny come lately who just now
So
started doing something come over here and act like they Ibram Torrey should be leading us. Are you insane? Ibram Torrey can't do nothing without if Russia wasn't backing Ibram Torrey, he'd be squashed like this. Are you insane?
He would have no. He would
Too
still be
much.
standing.
Too
There's
He
been
would
much.
still
there's been
like
so much
he's
before Russia.
against
attempt
white
against that
supremacy,
brother's
brother.
life.
But
Are
His
you
before
are you
brother
Russia,
with
for
the
the
white? Are you with white
Hold on,
supremacy?
Sun King. Too much. Can I
Are you with
respond?
white supremacy? Are you
Too
with
much. Can
white
I respond
supremacy?
to you?
But before Russia,
I
Are you
would
he was
like
with
to
white
in
have.
supremacy?
he
Can I
was
have
in
my
that
response?
business.
We got
Can I
everybody
have my
talking.
response?
Too
Are
much.
you
Can I
with
respond
white
to you,
tea?
brother?
Are you with white
He
tea
got the
supremacy or not?
Chinese and the
We got
Russians behind
everybody
him. What
talking.
the fuck?
We too much.
Too
We got a
much.
case in the Supreme Court right now. We have a case in the Supreme Court right now that shows just how they move the goalposts. And it's a 14th Amendment case that's dealing with birthright citizenship. Now, the proper procedure in dealing with something that's been established in the U.S. Constitution is that when the U.S. Constitution establishes, the U.S. Supreme Court backs it up, in which they did do. Now, the way in which it's supposed to be changed is called a constitutional referendum, but they're not doing that. They're going to the Supreme Court and saying, we have to allow this administration to do birthright citizenship the way it wants to do birthright citizenship, and just completely take away the rights of people
You
that were
mean the
born
way
here.
it was
I want to finish.
intended
I want to.
to
I want to
represent
finish.
birthright
I
citizenship,
want to
right?
finish. I want to
Let a
finish my
lady
thought.
speak, please. Thank you.
I just want to finish
No,
my
we
thought.
ain't doing that here.
No, I just want no. All I want to do is, I'm a paralegal student. I'm getting my bachelor's degree. We talked about
You
this in
do know
class.
what that
The
originally
proper
was meant
procedure
for,
that
right?
they establish in doing this is to have what's called a constitutional referendum. Once it's in the Constitution, you can't just arbitrarily go in the courts and say that's not legal.
Yes, you can
It has to be
if it
done by the
wasn't represented
Yeah,
in the right way.
where did this
It was
conversation
not
come from?
for
This is my
illegals
point.
to
This
come
is my
here and
point.
What's
have
the point?
birthright
Why
The
you brought
point
up
is
citizenship.
this.
birthright
The point is
citizenship? What's your
wait,
That
I'm
point?
gonna give
was
you an
not
example.
intended
When
for
Brown
illegals to
versus
come
Board
here
of
and have
Kansas,
birthrights
Board
and
of Topeka, Kansas
citizenship.
was argued
So yeah,
that reversed Plessy versus Ferguson, the rationale of the court was that they could not support use of public accommodations according to race because there was nothing in the Constitution that allowed it. When they just reversed the Roe versus Wade right to abortion that women supposed to have, what they said, the rationale of the court, but of the court majority, was that they cannot legalize contortion because there was no constitutional basis of that spell out the right of a woman to do so.
and that's the
The
Well,
way
same
in which
thing.
that, so
And
they're
that's the
saying,
same thing with the
they're
man, we
saying,
birthright
what
already.
they
citizenship.
said
What
was
So
the
is he
what are
way.
you
talking
Wait,
talking
about? We
about?
on
all
something
I'm
else. We
I'm
on something
confused,
else,
brother.
mister. We on
Yeah,
something else.
absolutely.
I'm very confused right now.
I'm
We
very
need to.
confused. We on
I
something
wanted to
else.
respond to too much.
You just
Yeah,
took us off. Go ahead,
it
Jules.
just flip flopped into a
Yeah,
whole
you just.
nother
Yeah,
direction.
I
where
actually thought you
Exactly.
was
exactly
gonna
are
say
Exactly.
we
something.
on?
I actually thought you was gonna say something, brother, but you didn't say nothing. Go ahead, Jules Star.
Thank you. I just want to explain something to you as an intelligent brother who I respect. When someone, like, you're cutting off people too soon and they are being respectful, people, you don't have to have every single person in the world be a FBI. People can be what they want, but we got to focus on what we have in common and what our goal is. So the reason that I say 𝗵𝗴𝗵 𝘁𝗁 is important because if he succeeds, this is a major thing for the world, because that country, like many countries in Africa and even America, wait, can I just finish? Have been colonized. So if he is able, to end, listen, if he is able to end that type of influence, we need to be paying attention to that, because there might be something that he's doing that we can use. So when you say you're not this or you're not that, you sound like when someone says, if you don't believe in Jesus, you're going to hell. That's the end of. I have no more discussion. If you don't believe in Allah, you're going to hell. Like, people, if you're not Democrat, you're going to hell. Like, we are different things, but we have a common focus. So listen to the ones who are not FBA, whatever they are. We
Read
are
the
brown
room.
skinned and we still have a common focus.
Read the room. Read the room. Read the
No,
room.
we are. I
The
am in the
common
room.
the common focus is
Hold
common
on.
We
the
can
common
move on.
oppression. We have a common oppression with these
But they
white
don't care.
supremacists.
They're not listening to the facts. I'm just
It's
listing
not
out the facts.
related to us directly. Is what you people is not
Hold
saying.
on. She's talking to me. Hold on. Listen, Jules Star. Nobody is not focusing on Burkina Faso. There is not one foundational Black American that is wishing the downfall of 𝗵𝗴𝗵 𝘁𝗁. We want him to win. We want them. We want the Africans to actually get in the fight of being colonized. We want them to liberate Africa. If there's not one person who doesn't want that. Now,
but he's giving us the map. He's giving us the map.
Oh, yo, if you motherfuckers so concerned, take your ass over there and help them.
Exactly. All I'm saying is we're waiting for continental Africans to get some skin in the game. They haven't had any skin in the game. Most of them come over here and they want to become the colonizer. They want to be just like the colonizer. They have white teeth.
That's not what we're talking about.
Talking points and mindset. That's what they do. So when we see
that's not what Burkina Faso is doing. That's not what Burkina Faso is doing.
I didn't say that, dummy. I said, listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying we respect Ибрahim Traoré. Every foundational Black American, we respect what that brother is doing, and we wish him well. We want
showing us the way, though.
What? No, he's showing you the way. What we're saying is,
you don't have to wait.
He's showing you the way, brother. What we're saying is, we want that brother to succeed, and the only way he's going to succeed is if tribalism is abolished. He will not succeed if tribalism persists. He has Nigeria.
He's separating himself from.
He has Nigeria, and what do you think FBAs are doing? We're delineating ourselves from everybody else too. So that's a good thing. If anything, he might be watching what FBAs are doing because that's
well, he's doing it in totality. He's doing it in totality. We're still trying to operate within the system. We have to get out of this system. That's what he's doing. He's
Too much.
taking his country out of their hands.
Too much. How are you different from a tribe? How are you different from a tribe?
Can I finish my thought?
Hold on, everybody. You need to fly your butt over there to Burkina Faso, and you need to join the military.
Right.
I am.
You go do
sacrifice your ass, bro.
Here talking about
and then I have more respect.
get your butt
See,
over
here's
there
the Stockholm syndrome that we're dealing with over here. Here's the Stockholm syndrome that we're dealing with over here. I'm not saying that I'm against FBA, and I want to be clear about that. I'm not saying that I'm against FBA. I'm not against no Black organization. But here's the thing that Burkina Faso and the continent of Africa is dealing with, and it's not overnight. They have to shake themselves from colonization and how the colonization media has separated each country in terms of how they deal with each other. Just like they separated us over here. I'll give you a case in point. This is what the media did over here.
But I don't know why we're arguing and attacking something. I just don't get it. Like, why do we attack each other? It's just not making sense to me.
How is it attack? We're speaking to it.
It's weird. Like, what's the aggression
about?
The
media told us that the Black Panthers were bad guys. When it came down to
bottom line is we don't give a fuck about what's going on over there for real.
Because you're uneducated.
So do you understand that when you say, listen,
this is your FBA
listen, guys,
look at the whole situation.
Guys,
look at it. They told us that Russia is the bad guy, and we believe them. They told us that Russia is the bad guy, and we believe them. But what has Russia done to Black people?
Do y'all believe the Russia the bad guys? Let me ask you that first.
No, they not no bad guys.
Hold on. Let's ask the FBI guys. Do y'all think the FBI is the bad guys?
Are they white?
Let me answer that. Okay, we all understand that if you're in America, you've been under heavy propaganda and witchcraft. Okay, a lot of people are coming out of that. It's going to take some time. Nobody's saying who's the bad guy. Russia. Listen, man. Russia ain't innocent. They're not innocent. Don't think Russia's going to be your savior. They're not.
Did they hang you? Did they hang your people? Did they hang you? Did they hang you?
Yo, too much.
I served in the United States Marine Corps.
Let me handle this.
And they always told us that the Soviet Union was the bad guy.
Hold on.
I'm gonna say it like this. Is there racism over in Russia?
Absolutely.
Anti-black racism in Russia.
Absolutely.
Have you been there to see it?
So
absolutely.
Is it white supremacy and they hanging black people?
Guess what? It's still part of.
Are they hanging black? Are they hanging black people?
They might not hang you, but they shooting you.
No.
At the end of the
proof.
day,
Absolutely.
you're not gonna get a
Man,
fair
they've been killing
I would
Russians.
like for somebody
Anyway,
to tell me
what I
one
heard
case
is Too
that
Much
Russia
said
did
that
to
we
black
Did they take
people.
you?
support
Did they take your
Ibrahim
land?
Traore
Tell
and
me
wish
one thing that
Burkina
Russia did to
Faso
black people.
luck.
Did they take your
So
land?
that's what matters.
They take your
Hold
people's
on. We're
land too?
talking over each other. We got
Yo,
to have
too
one
much.
turn.
Too
Please
much.
tell
Like,
me what Russia did to
why
black
are we
people.
arguing amongst ourselves? We all agree that Ibrahim Traore is doing a good job, and
He's
we
doing a
wish the
good
country
job.
luck. So
Yo,
why
too
are we
much.
Right.
arguing?
Too much. Let me speak real quick.
Go ahead, Byron.
This is a global
Somebody,
discussion
hold
now.
on. Let me speak real quick.
Go ahead, real
Somebody
quick.
asked, was Russia hanging or killing people? No, they didn't enslave black people back then, but the hatred and racism were always been there. Dr. John Henry Clark talked about this decades ago, where they was shooting and killing black students in Russia. So don't think that Russia is pro-black, because they
All right,
not.
1 billion to 100.
Oh my
That's not
God.
comparable.
You don't have to trust Russia, but they are the only nation that did
But
not
why
do
are we
chattel
even
slavery,
having a
and I
global
want to put that out there.
conversation?
Hey,
We're
yo,
I'm
we
going
The
to
talking
say
whole
it
about
thing
again.
is
Russia.
that
Listen
the
up.
United States
Russia
showed
is
us
the
to
only
distrust
nation that
Russia
did
Only thing
not
because
we
they
need
were
to
the
do
bad
is
guy, and we believe
just
it.
dilute
I'm
it.
going to say it again.
Time,
Russia is
and
the
I gotta
only
go.
nation that
Too
did not
much.
support chattel
Hold
slavery.
on.
That's all.
We need to
Hold
distance
on.
ourselves from
we
this
don't care
frame
I
of
about Russia
served in the
thinking.
either.
Marine Corps,
We
and that's
really
what we were
do.
taught, even in
We
boot
need
camp,
to
that
distance
Russia is the
ourselves
bad
from this
guy, and
frame
we
of
have to
thinking,
train to
and we'll be
defeat.
better
Hey,
off.
I
bro, the Marine
gotcha.
Corps
I
is the bad
gotcha. That's
guy. You are the bad
propaganda.
guy.
You've
What
been
the hell you talking about,
propaganda.
Marine Corps?
Everybody
The
on this
Marine
Right,
Corps
panel.
is
but
the bad guy.
I
Calm
agree
down.
with you. The
what
Marine
Calm
Corps is the
down.
bad guy. I agree with you. I
Yo,
Listen,
totally
bro,
agree
just
everybody
with
shut
has
it
that. The
been
Marine
all
Corps is
off,
the bad
bro.
guy.
propaganda.
I was
Like I
19 at
said.
the time when I went in. I'm 57 now. I know the.
Okay,
this
I need everybody to get order. Hold on. We've all been propaganda. There's always been a Cold War. The Cold War's been over. The Cold War's been over, y'all.
No, it's not.
It's been over.
That's
We are.
it's called ideological war.
Listen, brother, it's been over. It's called propaganda. They still have to have listen. They still have to have an enemy in order to rally the troops. In order to inspire the troops, they got to paint somebody out to be the bad guy and make it a moral thing. That's what they do. But guess what? We're coming out of it. I'm not
It
saying
is a moral thing.
I'm
I
not
agree
saying
with you on
Russia's
that.
all bad. I'm not saying Russia's all bad. Okay, but I'm saying we can't trust Russia either. We can't trust nobody because every country has a propaganda machine.
That's
I
right.
agree.
That's
And they
Every
right.
got a motive
single
All right,
behind
country
listen.
everything they
is
do.
running
All
a
right,
game.
listen.
They're running
Look,
a
can I get one moment?
strategic
Let me get you one
playbook.
moment, brother. All right, listen. What's happening right now is Russia is cutting off the food supply by not allowing Africa to be basically utilized and basically just taken advantage of. So by them cutting off that supply, that means they won't be able to bribe and do all. You have the money that they've been using to bribe
Bro,
and infiltrate
And
these
that's
movements.
true.
talking about here,
So
bro.
He's telling the truth.
once they cut off that food chain, I mean it's already going down.
Russia ain't
But
got
we
no
need to,
power to cut off shit. What the fuck
y'all,
are we talking
y'all in La
about,
La
man?
Land. Y'all entrusting your master that he's gonna be able to beat
I
everybody,
swear.
right?
I swear like
It's
that. It
not
is
going.
like
The
no, we
It's
don't
European
not going down.
need
That
nations.
time.
we gotta
End
Please
why
hold
times
the
are
are
we
track,
talking
bro.
about them
end
and we
times
need to
are
be
upon
talking
us,
about
man.
us?
The
End
European
times are
nations
upon
are
us.
only coming to destabilize us
ain't no
and
damn
them.
near times.
Let me
Stop
say
with
this.
that.
Let me say this. Okay, we're gonna slow it down, and I got to end the live.
Hey,
Everton,
thank you
are
for
you?
letting me up too much. I really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it, brother.
Yeah, no problem. Everton, are you African? Everton.
No, I'm from
Long
Virginia.
Paul.
Born and raised from Virginia.
You're born and raised
Born
in
and raised
Long
in
Virginia,
Virginia.
Paul.
but do you believe you are African, sir? Do you have African lineage, or do you believe that you are
Yes, I
genetically
believe I have
African?
indigenous and African lineage. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Your
Son
parents.
King, same question. Do you believe you are African, sir?
No, sir. I'm not African. I just
Okay,
vote.
but
I just would side with 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝘀𝗶cie Fossil before I side with Michael Langley, whatever his name is. Does that make sense? Does I
listen,
know a Sambo? I'm not standing with
listen,
no
brother.
Sambo. Like the guy said he
Listen.
was in the Marine Corps. Like you wasn't part of the motherfucking people that's oppressing us just because you joined the army. That means you. I tell my little brother that every day he in the Navy. Nigga, you just joined the motherfucking forces.
forces. You part of them niggas. That's right. That's what I don't understand about FBA, because y'all will side with white supremacy when it's
How? Who
because
sided with white? Prove it.
What you mean prove it? You ready to ride for your government, ain't you?
Ready to ride for what? What are you talking about? What are you
Okay.
talking about?
This
Who are
our
you
country
riding
bullshit.
for?
So
In
who
our
do
You
you?
ready to ride for Africa, so you must be African, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna ride for right and
I don't
wrong.
think we
You
have to
ready
go
to
there,
ride for
but I think
Africa,
that
so you must
That's
be
right.
African.
We gonna
I will
listen,
ride with
listen.
Africa
We
before
don't
I ride
have to
with
say that, but I think that we are the first people.
Hey, that's
Okay,
a
if
good
that
point.
makes any
Who gonna
difference.
ride some shit?
Hold on.
Time out.
That was a good
Africa
point.
has
He
been
said that you
colonized
ride
and
with right and
concept of
wrong.
white
It's
since the
injustice
early
and
Niggas,
truth.
y'all ain't riding with nothing.
So
It's
If you
about
not
all
injustice
willing
you
and
to take
truth.
your
people
ass
want
over
to
there and help
ride,
Ibrahim
Y'all,
Torre, then you
all you
full of
we
people that
shit.
want to ride with
we
Ibram,
are involved in a
Then
corrupt
you
system
all
that
all
doesn't
you
care
cap.
anything
people
about you.
that want to ride with Ibram Torre, go
The
ride with him.
landscape is changing
Too
all
much.
over the
Too
world.
much.
That's right. It
Listen,
is.
well,
The
That's right.
Y'all
It is.
landscape
cap.
is
listen,
changing
well.
all over the world.
I gotta, hey y'all, we gotta
Right.
come back tomorrow, and we'll have the conversation again, man. But
Yeah,
I
we
gotta,
want
Yeah.
to see some
Hey,
boots on the ground.
Man, study
FDA,
on constructive
FDA got to
trust.
really
talk to
put
me,
some
bro.
boots
I'll
on the
be back
ground.
tomorrow.
Okay,
Hey,
because them
study
reparation
constructive trust,
rallies
brother.
that ain't
I
hitting.
gotta go.
All the way
Okay,
with
listen.
Ibrahim Torre.
Well, oh, okay, all
Abraham
right, whatever.
Torre.
It's
Abraham
all
Take your
good.
Torre.
ass
I
over there and
got to
support him
go.
then,
Yeah.
nigga.
I
Abraham
got to
Torre.
Take
go,
your ass
y'all.
on the front
Let's
Y'all,
line,
go.
y'all go
nigga.
head on.
Let's
He don't
Right.
even
go.
know
Son of
Get
y'all.
your
Mary.
ass on the front
Let's
line,
go.
I
nigga.
want to make
If
some
you
quick
ain't on the front
announcements
line
before
with
I
that
go.
man,
Let's
you ain't talking
go.
about shit.
Let's go.
Get your ass on the front line with that man, and you ain't talking about shit.
So wait.
Okay,
Woo.
listen. Before everybody leave, go check out fbacoin.org. We do have our own cryptocurrency. You just maybe don't know about it. Go check it out. fbacoin.org. Do your due diligence. It's phenomenal. Do your due diligence. Check out my music, Too Much Moxie, TOO Much Moxie, on all major streaming platforms. We got what you need. Real music with a real message. Go check it out. FBA all over it. We putting it down every day and all day.
Rah
Okay?
rah niggas ain't gonna bust
Check
a
it out.
grape. Take your
Check it
ass
out.
over there, nigga, and get on the front line with that man, or shut the fuck up.
I would.
Right.
And I
All
would have ran
right.
up
I
on
would.
your motherfucking
Come
infantry.
on, man.
And I would have
Y'all,
ran up on you.
come on, y'all. Calm down. Listen. Logic. Get out of your emotions. Stay in logic. Stay in your masculine frame. Stay in logic.
That's all cap, bro.
Don't go
Talk about
low.
your military background,
That's
nigga. I
all
went right
cap,
up on
bro.
you, nigga.
I'm
Fuck wrong with you.
gonna
Everybody
take
in the
it any
live,
way they
y'all.
take it
Fuck
to
wrong
me
with
too
you.
Everybody
much.
take
We
care.
don't give a fuck about you and
Any
your
way they
white
bring it
masters,
with me
bro.
too
I'm
much,
trying to
I'm